Redline Radio LLC is proud to partner with Growing Wings Adult Services for the creation of our brand new state-of-the-art production studio. Growing Wings Adult Services has been assisting adults with disabilities in the Northeast Ohio area for the past 5 years. For more information on how Lisa and the team at Growing Wings can assist your family, you can contact Lisa at 234-334-7547 today. Detroit Auto Parts is the official parts store of Red Line Radio LLC. They have 2 convenient locations on the east side. You can call 216-531-7373, or on the west side, call 216-398-7373. Mention Red Line Radio and receive 10% off your purchase. It's the official home and auto parts store of Red Line Radio LLC. If you need any custom t-shirts, banners, stickers, anything like that made, then you reach out to Incredible Keepsakes. As Diane always says, cherished moments are made to last forever. You can reach Incredible Keepsakes at 440-242-9648 or check out their websites at incrediblekeepsakes.com. And don't forget to mention that Redline Radio sent you. For all of our programming information, you can check us out on all social media platforms. You can listen to all of our great programming and live 24-hour music on the Redline Radio LLC app. You can find it on the Google Play Store, but you can also check us out at redlineradiolllc.com, where we are always live.
This is really gross, but dirty trash cans can pose a serious health risk to you and your family. The pungent smell can attract rats and flies, not to mention maggots, both of which can contain dangerous diseases transferable to humans. Your dirty trash can is susceptible to harboring dangerous bacteria. Contact Brandon at Fitz Trash Bin Cleaning today at 440-752-1533 or find them on Facebook. Veteran owned and operated and eco-friendly. Again, call Brandon at 440-752-1533.
Cleveland, this is for you.
Talking about balls.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Talking About Balls. I am Justin George, joined as always by Tim Buck2, Kyle Price. What's up, gentlemen? How are we feeling today?
I'm good.
Perfect, man.
I'm better now that I see you right in between us. I love that. That makes me so happy.
This is the threesome you know you never wanted, but now you know you want it. So
we've got some comments, Tim. If you want to read those off, because I'm not gonna lie, it's a little hard to see from here.
Right.
Oh, I can see it now.
Here we go.
Put it up. There you go.
Dave, what's up? Watching from the Cavs game. We got a couple others. Hey, what's up, everybody? Welcome to the show.
Thanksgiving tomorrow, man.
Yes, it is. And in honor of Thanksgiving, today is the biggest drinking night of the year. We're going to drink.
We're going to drink.
And we're only going to do an hour and a half, or at least we're going to attempt to do as close to an hour and a half as we can, because I'm not very good at time management on the show.
It's very true.
But we'll see how it goes. With that being said, cheers to everybody that's watched Talking About Balls at any time.
Absolutely.
Everybody, hope you guys are all having a great time. We're going to crack these here. And to Talking About Balls.
Cheers,
Tim.
Cheers.
Meet you in the middle there.
There you go, Chip. Yeah. Cheers. There you go. Boom. All right, boys. Oh.
All right. Thanksgiving is tomorrow. I wanted to start off with a special thank you to somebody that I really, really like. Arguably my favorite Browns quarterback,
Johnny Manziel.
And that is, of course, Baker Mayfield, if you guys have ever watched the show. No, it is Jacoby Brissett. Just a quick thank you to him, because he has tried to steer this ship in this wild season. And I really think he's done a great job. I have no complaints about him. I know most Browns fans do.
This
They
has
blame
been a
him
hot
for the
topic
loss.
this week on
Yeah.
radio.
How so?
Just like listening to 92.3. I think every show, Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday, morning and afternoon, because the only time I get to listen is
Mhm.
going to work and leaving, is talking about, do we thank Jacoby Brissett on Sunday once the game's done, once everyone leaves? Are we giving Jacoby a standing ovation? And I am the firm believer that we are. I think we're not. We haven't lost those games because of Jacoby.
Not at all.
Those games were close because of him. It's our defense that let Jacoby down. I think they need to owe him an apology at the end of the game.
He had, and I've seen this more and more as the last couple of weeks, especially, and they were a couple of ugly losses. I think Jacoby Brissett is extremely limited. Cheers, Chipper.
Cheers. I love the Browns fans are stupid thing. Thanks for remembering that.
They need to remember. I mean, honestly, that's perfect for them. They need to be reminded daily and weekly.
Well, the afternoon show literally said the same thing. I was laughing driving home today. Nick Wilson, afternoon. He literally said, I cannot believe these Browns fans.
Yeah.
Some guy called in and said, I 100% blame Jacoby for losing those games. We had opportunity time to drive down and get a field goal, and he failed as he threw interceptions. And Nick Wilson's like, so we're going to forget about the fact the defense gave up so many points, and we're just going to put it on Jacoby? Okay, you're a fucking idiot.
Exactly. Mike hit it on the head right there. Jacoby Brissett is exactly what you saw this year at its best. That what we got out of him, what Kevin Stefanski more so got out of him, is the best football Jacoby Brissett will ever play.
Absolutely.
And Browns fans are still mad about that, even though he was brought in just to be a placeholder until Mr. Deshaun Watson comes back next week. We all knew that. They weren't going to invest a ton of money into Jimmy Garoppolo, who's a decent quarterback, but you're not going to overpay for a guy like that. You gave Jacoby Brissett a decent contract just to fill the gap. They went in knowing what Jacoby Brissett is. Kevin Stefanski, again, got the best out of him. He got the best out of Baker Mayfield. Hopefully he can get the best out of Deshaun Watson and continue this success.
What makes me so excited is the fact that he's gotten the best out of two guys who are not great quarterbacks.
No.
And now you're bringing in a guy who is a great quarterback. I'm just salivating at the chance.
I can't wait to see what. That's what I try to tell people is look at.
What's up, Robert?
Yeah, what's up, man? Hopefully you had a car for more than 24 hours this week.
Dude, they got his car.
I know. I saw the video he posted
had
today.
bullet holes in it.
Yeah.
Like shot from the side. Yeah.
Yeah. I actually, it's kind of funny. Not funny, I guess. But I saw the video today and I immediately thought, oh my God, did he get another car stolen? Like that was my first thought. I felt really bad. I'm like, Jesus, this is like a weekly thing. He needs to move if this is just happening regularly. But it was the same car. But yeah, Jacoby Brissett, I just want to start the show off with a big thank you to him because to me, he has done nothing to hurt the team. Those late interceptions were in games where the defense let us down. The late interception against the Jets should have never happened.
Yeah.
Defense should have won that game. The late interception against the Falcons should not have happened. Defense could not stop the run.
Agreed.
Why are we blaming Brissett for this? He is limited. And Miami and Buffalo figured that out. They were stacking the box. They were making Jacoby Brissett beat them. Miami, he had no shot. Buffalo, Jacoby Brissett had a career game almost. I mean, he threw for 350 yards, 3 touchdowns, looked fantastic, kept us in the game. But Buffalo took advantage.
Even on those games where they're making him beat them, like stacking the box and making Jacoby beat him, he's coming close. Like he's moving the ball. It's not like he's just doing dink and dunk plays. I mean, at least the last 3 games, or actually 2 games since the bye week, I've seen Jacoby open up his arm more than I've ever seen him before in my life. Like
Again,
he's putting that ball down the field.
Stefanski is getting the absolute best out of him.
Yeah.
I think that speaks volumes to Kevin Stefanski and the people that hate him. And again, he's working with a backup quarterback. I know Browns fans don't want to hear this, but the front office, they purposely went after Deshaun Watson, knowing our season's in jeopardy then because they don't know how long a suspension is going to be.
Right.
They were obviously holding out hope it was going to be 6 games, 4 games, whatever. Turned out to be 11.
Sure.
You have to deal with that. You've made this investment. You're moving forward with a 25-year-old, I think Deshaun Watson is, something like that, 26, whatever. He's still really young for NFL standards. You're rolling with a very young franchise quarterback.
Very healthy, meaning he hasn't played in 2 years.
Yeah.
He doesn't have the miles on his tires. So we're going to get extra time out of
And
this
the last
guy.
time this guy was on the field, he put up career numbers.
He's very well relaxed.
Yep. And for the people out there, this is again, Browns fans are stupid. You guys I have to bash you a little bit here. The bringing up the Houston Texans record in 2020, the last time Deshaun Watson played, you're a fucking idiot. You guys are stupid for doing that.
Browns fans are stupid.
You're very stupid. Wins and losses are not a quarterback stat. Deshaun Watson's stats are stats we've never seen in a Browns uniform from that season. Yes, they won 4 games because that team was shit. If you guys know anything about football, if you watch any other games outside of the city of Cleveland, you would know that was the year the Houston Texans got rid of everybody. They got rid of J.J. Watt. They got rid of DeAndre Hopkins.
Yep.
Bill O'Brien was on the way out of Houston. He was about to get fired. He was the
Bill
GM
O'Brien
and
was
the head
literally
coach.
lighting Houston on fire and just saying,
Yeah.
here's what you can get for this.
He was burning it down, and Deshaun Watson said, fuck this. I don't want to be a part of this. If this guy's going to tank it, I want to win. So he said, I want traded or I'm not playing, and they just let him sit for the year.
Yep.
So I take that back. So it was 2019 was his last great year.
Yeah, so he sat 2020.
And now I think that was the year that JJ Watt had apologized to him.
No, it was 19. It was 19.
Are you sure?
Yeah, because
Yeah.
the COVID year, he didn't. I mean, there was really.
I thought he played the COVID year, and then he sat out 2021, and then now it's 2022, and he's suspended. He only missed one full season.
Maybe it was a COVID year.
So yeah, it was COVID year. Either way, career stats.
If only we had a googly device to tell us the truth here.
And yeah, you have guys like J.J. Watt, DeAndre Hopkins. They all wanted out of Houston too. Nobody batted an eye.
Yeah.
J.J. Watt was the face of the Texans for how long? And he's like, guys, I got to go. They cut him, and he fucking
and
bounced.
he saw the greatness in Watson and said,
Yeah.
"Look, we're holding this kid back.
Yeah.
Like we're sorry. I'm sorry. Like we're sorry we could not do it for you.
You're wasting talent, and that's what happens in Cleveland.
And I'll be
so they
honest,
addressed it.
I'm scared too to have Watson because our defense is fucking trash right now. Like we can't get out of a wet paper bag. They open a paper bag right now, but there you go.
Brown bagging it.
Brown bagging
I'm not
it.
getting paid by any beer company, so we're not showing
Yeah,
logos.
and that's why I have nothing on this. It's just a clear liquid. That's all it is. By the way, ad futures. Anybody wants to sponsor us? We'll definitely drink on the air if you want to sponsor us.
Yeah, if you own a bar or a brewery or anything like that, please let your friends know. We are more than happy to support you on the show.
But I feel bad him coming back. I'm hoping the defense, I want him coming back, lights a fire under our team and gets him motivated because our defense is so lackluster right now. I know Miles called him out last week and kind of said some of the backhanded whatever, not compliments, but insults he threw out there. And Stefanski, of course, brushing on the rug. But there's some serious issues going on the defensive side. There's a lot of people who probably just fed up and don't know what to do or how to react or what we should be doing. But I don't understand our defense. This is not the defense from last year. There's not many changes. I understand where we lost a leader in Walker. We lost some people on defense that are key players, but I don't know what the fuck's going on right now.
A little bit of everything that you just mentioned.
Yeah.
I think we kind of pulled the wool over our own eyes. We got bamboozled by the defense. We really thought they were going to be great.
Yeah.
When
Because they
really,
were top 5 last year.
They were great. When you look at them now, though, defensive tackle, we lost both of the crazy people that we used to have here.
Yeah.
We are replacing them with Jordan Elliott, with Tommy Togiai, and they're grading worse in the NFL.
Yep.
Jadeveon Clowney has been pretty much a ghost this year. He had a couple good plays on Sunday, but other than that, he was a ghost.
A guy known for run stoppage.
His age is, I think his age has caught up to him. He's no longer the force that he once was because he's a guy who you've barely seen this year.
Yeah.
So the defensive line essentially is Myles Garrett against the whole offensive line.
Right.
He's by himself. In terms of depth on the edge, they got, Taven Bryan. They didn't get anybody really that good. And then you look at the linebacker situation, and as you said, you lost Walker. That's a huge loss.
Yeah.
He was the captain of the defense. He was making tackles. He was telling everybody where to be. I think his loss is huge.
Did he just sign a 1-year deal with us this year?
I think so. Yeah, we had him on a 1-year deal last year. He wanted to come back, another 1-year deal. Then you lose Jordan Phillips again, the linebacker.
Miles ain't going anywhere.
Yeah, Miles isn't going anywhere. Miles is more than, again, Chipper, everyone's frustrated right now on the Browns because of the losing for sure. But you now have your franchise quarterback coming in one game, after one game. And I think everybody's more than excited for Deshaun Watson to be here, and they have no intentions of leaving. But then you lose Jordan Phillips, the linebacker, and then you're now out there with guys that we've never heard of.
Right.
It's Sione Takitaki starting. He's playing well. He's making a couple plays, but he still is not very good. He can't fill a hole properly as a linebacker. He's still our run defense. How many touchdowns have we given up now where a running back doesn't even get touched by a defender? That's Takitaki. You got a guy who over pursues. When he makes a play, great. But when he misses badly. Same with JOK. JOK, when he makes a great play and cuts around and goes untouched, looks like a ghost, phenomenal. Then there's a play where you hand it off to Devin Singletary and he runs 25 yards and the defense looks at each other going, I don't know.
Let me ask you a question. Do you think since Ward got paid, he's kind of been playing lackluster too?
No, I mean, I think it's our scheme. If you notice, whenever we give up stuff, it's not guys getting burned one-on-one. It's somebody being wide open and going, why wasn't Ward covering him? And to us, watching from TV, it's easy to look at that and go, Ward fucked up. He's getting burned. He's a waste of money.
Yeah.
In reality, it could just be we're in a zone and they tell Denzel Ward, stay here. The offensive players finds the hole wide open. That's just defensive scheming.
So you think so? Everything's leading to what we all believe.
Joe Woods.
we all believe is going to
Yeah.
happen, right? He's not coming back next year.
No, I think Joe Woods is getting fired. I think Mike Prefert's getting fired.
We're going after a man coverage defensive minded person, right? I mean,
Ideally, if they keep losing, I know it's kind of early to predict future coordinators. I would take Joe Staley, the head
Wait.
coach of the Chargers. They suck. They keep losing. If he gets fired, I would take him as the DC
Wade
in a
Phillips
heartbeat.
is out there right now.
A little old. I would rather have Brian Flores because I mean Pittsburgh stinks. Brian Flores is right now the
It's a
linebackers
promotion.
coach.
It's a
So
promotion.
you offer him the job as linebacker coach / defensive coordinator or defensive coordinator / assistant head coach, whatever the fuck you want to call it. And that's a promotion. The Steelers can't block it. I also would like, I forgot his name off the top of my head. It's a tongue twister. The defensive coordinator for the Denver Broncos. Nathaniel Hackett is probably going to be getting fired. That whole regime is done in Denver. If he's let go by the next head coach, I would take him in a heartbeat. Denver has a great defense. Truly one of the best in the NFL.
But-
and he's a guy who's gone on record and said, I am not here to fit players into my system. I am to make a system to fit my players. So he's a good players coach.
So yeah, we both agree though that it
No,
has
Joe
to
Woods has to
change
go, and
at
that's the big
coaching.
thing. And I think Kevin Stefanski kind of hinted to that. There were a lot of interviews this week, and Stefanski seemed pissed. People were like, "What's going on?" Everyone's obviously disappointed, and they're like, "Why aren't you making moves at coaching?" And he's like, "My focus right now is we're trying to win games and correct things. Like that's my main focus." Which makes me think he's basically letting them know, I understand these guys are bad. There's not much we can do right now. I'll have to let him go in the offseason.
Yeah, because I mean, letting Joe Woods go in the middle of the season is not going to do much. You're not going to find somebody out there. You're basically going to be promoting a linebackers coach to a defensive coordinator, or you're going to be putting that stress on Stefanski, who's already trying to run the offense.
We have one guy on the staff, if I'm not mistaken. I think he is the linebackers coach who was a defensive coordinator.
Right.
But that's it. One person.
But you're basically band-aiding a situation to the end of the year. So what's the point in doing that? I think I think the writing's on the wall for everybody.
For people at home, it's like Madden. It's easy. You could fire your head coach in Madden or your coordinators to get somebody else. You're not going to notice it. In real life, changing play designs, changing schemes, making sure guys understand what the verbiage is, that's hard.
Yeah.
It's really fucking hard. That's why
we definitely need somebody to come in and fit a scheme to the players we have.
Yeah.
And a lot of our players we have are man coverage people.
How many times you see a player get traded and it usually takes 2 or 3 weeks for them to finally start fitting in because it takes a long time to learn an NFL system. So I think it's too late. I also think the Browns realize too, they don't want to create controversy because what if we do fire Joe Woods and some linebackers coach steps in, but behind the scenes, Andrew Berry and Kevin Stefanski are already interviewing future defensive coordinators and the defense goes lights out. Then you get a Freddie Kitchens situation where maybe they go, fuck, maybe we have to hire this guy full time because we had success. Next year, we stink again because reality set in.
Pittsburgh
started
it.
They don't
Best
want that
shirt ever.
situation. So they're going, fuck it. Let this ride out. Let the ship sink. We know what we have next year with Watson, with Stefanski going forward. This year, unfortunately, was a bust.
Yep.
They wanted to float, tread water just to get Watson back. Didn't happen. It is what it is. And quick one, while you can throw up the Bills-Browns recap, let's recap that here. Thank you, Jacoby, though. I just wanted to get him to start the show off.
Absolutely.
Thanksgiving, and he's wearing, looks like a Thanksgiving outfit kind of with the pants. One thing I wanted to say, though, about this game, this is my, I lost my temper a little bit on Sunday, as you saw.
I've never seen you lose your temper before.
There's a beer burp. So I lost my temper a little bit because there were fans.
Oh, is this a Facebook shit? Okay.
Yeah, there were people after we went for it on 3rd and 1 and then 4th and 1. Hear me out. There are fans shitting on Stefanski for that, saying, what the hell was he thinking running the same play twice? Up until that point, fun facts for everybody. The Browns on 3rd and 1 were 6 for 6 with a QB sneak on 3rd and 1. With a QB sneak on 4th and 1, we were 6 of 7. So we were like 95%, give or take, getting these first downs. So we went for it twice. The odds of us not getting it were less than 5%. And they went for it. And Browns fans are like, why would he do that? Meanwhile, you look at those numbers, look at how fucking successful that play was. That's why we did it. Chipper again. I don't understand your beef with a White Claw. It has the same alcohol content. Are you against flavor? I don't really understand why people shit on White Claws. It's not like it's 1% alcohol. I mean, it's not a wine cooler unless that's what the WC stands for. He meant wine cooler.
He meant White Claw for sure.
I know, but I don't understand it. I could drink anything. Chipper, I will outdrink you in any beverage of your choosing.
Oof.
Except for like whiskeys and shit. That's just disgusting. I need stuff with good flavor.
Accepted.
I told him that before. He knows where I stand. But yeah, what's the difference? You drink a White Claw, you drink a beer. One tastes really good. The other one tastes good on a certain day too. Who cares?
I can't get behind White Claws. I'm sorry. I have to,
You don't like the
I don't. I hate
the carbonation.
The carbonation
Yeah.
flavor to it. Ugh.
for me. I don't mind. I like the fruitiness. It's all
Yeah.
right. But
yeah, no,
anyway,
I mean, so it's funny because I saw your Facebook message and we talked about this. You weren't going to defend Stefanski the rest of the year.
well, it's because fans don't understand that. This is what I explained to people in the comments. They just said take the points.
Yeah.
So later in that same game,
So somebody said take the point.
we went for it, or we went for a field goal on 4th down, and the kick got blocked. How many times this year have we gotten a field goal blocked? Has York missed it?
It was a trajectory. You didn't hear the Stefanski interview. He's like,
I mean, he's not wrong. York's trajectory is super low. Like, there's no reason to get these things blocked.
Spot on in college. He comes to NFL and can't do shit.
I don't know if it's because he faces smaller people in college. I really don't understand it, but his trajectory, he keeps getting balls blocked.
But still,
I can't read Lee's
Lee
comment.
Money says Christmas party is December 16th. We can make this happen.
Oh, drinking? Oh, Chipper. I forgot about that. Where's the party at? I'll drink White Claws.
I believe it's Scorchers.
Scorchers. Where the fuck is Scorchers?
That's right. I think Dave was telling me about that.
Scorchers.
Bedford?
That's a.
I don't know where Bedford is,
Can we
honestly.
make it a further drive, please? That'd be amazing.
Yeah. Were there no establishments available in Columbus, Dave?
Yeah.
Possibly something a little further away.
just curious. Make it harder for us to get home.
But all seriousness, though, it's funny because we go for it on 4th down, don't get it. Everyone says, take the point, Stefanski. Then we have another 4th down. We kick the field goal, gets blocked. How many times does it happen this year? Maybe, and just maybe, for you fans watching at home, maybe Kevin Stefanski understands that our special teams kind of sucks ass, and taking the points isn't as easy as you may think. So that's why we go for it every once in a while.
That can't be.
Yeah,
No,
that can't be the case. Because obviously, when you watch the games, you see how automatic our field goals are, and our special teams unit is just superior to everybody else's in the NFL.
All I know is in the offseason, that motherfucker better be out there kicking every goddamn day until next year.
I just don't get how we get them blocked so often. It's like unheard of.
Is it a blocking issue?
I mean, this one, it looked like Charlie Hewlett just got destroyed after he snapped the ball. They crushed the center.
So
and there's nothing they can do.
It's a blockage issue. So we're not.
It's a I'll just say a formation issue
Yeah.
for our field goals, because this happens too often to not be a fluke. This is now a consistent problem we have with field goals getting kicked. So for the take the points crowd at home, when the fuck are 3 points easy for the Browns?
Can he take a step back further? Is he allowed to?
Yeah, I mean, I think you're allowed to go back if you want.
You can step back as far as you want to.
Yeah, as long as the ball's still on the line of scrimmage. If you can get a long snapper that can shoot it back 10 yards, more power to you.
Yeah, as long as the ball's the same area where they have to like hike it, you can step wherever you want to. But now you're adding yardage to his kick.
Right.
So
I mean, but he kicks the long ball anyway.
I mean, he does. I've seen him hit one long ball this year.
However, though, the problem with that, Tim, is the further back you go, the lower the trajectory actually has to be.
Which means the chances
his odds of getting blocked go up. Yeah, it's a lose-lose. We're Browns fans, dude. We're fucked.
Yeah, we can't.
There's no helping this. But in all seriousness, though, for all the people that just yell take the points and blah blah blah, he tried. As you can see, he tried to take the points last week, and we were working with a 4th string offensive lineman who's not a center on Sunday against the Bills. Yes, I know at home, because you're sitting there watching on your couch, you go, well, just don't run the ball then, because you got a backup in. It's simple.
Well, we're clearly a bunch of good coaches where we're at home. Like I can
the
call a better play.
Why would you run a quarterback sneak there when you have a backup center in? You should hand the ball to Chubb. You realize that the center has to do the same fucking thing when Nick Chubb gets the ball. He can't block for a quarterback sneak.
How many yards did Chubb have on Sunday?
19, if I'm not mistaken.
How many yards did Hunt have on Sunday? 35.
I was gonna say 20 something.
That's where our running game was on Sunday.
Defenses again are doing what they can to stop the run, because they know Jacoby Brissett is a limited quarterback and cannot beat them. That is exactly what we're watching now. And I've said this a million times, and I'll say it again. Deshaun Watson prevents defenses from doing that. There we go.
Well, he also runs too. So
he can run, but they also have to respect his arm, so they can't stack the box. So you open up everything. That's going to mean Nick Chubb's going to now get holes again. Kareem Hunt's going to get screen plays. You're going to see RPO action with this team. Shit's about to get really exciting if you're a Browns fan. Everyone's so fucking down. I understand that losing sucks. We're 3-7. Kevin Stefanski is hands down the best coach we've seen in our lifetime. Just guys, be patient.
It's not true. Bill Belichick was around.
Be a little patient. Yeah, his tenure in Cleveland didn't go that well, so I'm holding him to that. But Browns fans, just take a breath. It sucks, but this is like the Thanos. You want the stone, you got to make a sacrifice. We had to sacrifice this season
Wow, nerd reference.
for future success. I love Thanos. He's one of my favorite characters in anything because he just wanted to destroy it all. I
all the
love that.
villains. All the villains.
I love
you
villains, honestly. That's like my shit. The guys that are like, have you ever like really met people in the world? You're kind of like, I get why these guys want to destroy this shit. I feel for them.
Thanos is probably my favorite antagonist.
He's a badass, dude. I love the Night King. The Night King just wanted to turn everyone into a zombie and fucking freeze everything. What a great concept. Don't you sometimes when you leave the house, just look around, like you ever pull into a Walmart parking lot and it's crowded and you're like, I wish half these people were fucking dead. And you're like, come on, Thanos, why can't you be real?
Yeah, the snap is true. You're right.
Just open up the parking lot a little bit. That's all I'm asking for. And why do I have to wait in a self-checkout line? This is ridiculous. Thanos, get that stone. But honestly, though, to get that stone, you have to make a sacrifice. The Browns had to sacrifice this season for the success they are hoping to have with Deshaun Watson. And what I've seen with Kevin Stefanski, with Baker Mayfield, with Case Keenum, with that other guy that played quarterback last year, and I can never remember his Nick Mullins. There it is. I got it. I got it. Look at me.
Time.
And now with Jacoby Brissett.
Alcohol, the memory saver.
And the real funny thing, too, is fans forget this. Remember in the preseason, they wanted Josh Dobbs to start over Jacoby Brissett?
Oh, my God.
Which I won't even hold that against Browns fans for being stupid and wanting a guy who threw like 12 career passes
because
to start
why?
for us.
Browns fans
are stupid. I won't hold that against them, though. All I can say is, who made Josh Dobbs look so good in the preseason? People were arguing that he should be starting.
Kevin Stefanski.
So according to Browns fans, we basically have 3 quarterbacks on the roster that they want to start because of how good Kevin Stefanski is.
George, give me photon torpedoes for my work van. I will get rid of some of the stupid drivers.
George, honestly, I appreciate that. Please, by all means.
If you can
do
somehow
what you
strap
can.
photon like things to your van, I would love to see that.
Yeah, I don't know how to do any of that, but if you can, by all means, I'm not
Let me
stopping
know
you.
and I will watch. All right, can we stop talking about sad stuff and get on to fun stuff?
There was nothing fun that happens in Cleveland, but quick, we'll finish the recap of the Bills-Browns game.
They lost.
They lost. They looked good for the first 10 minutes, and then the wheels fell off. But again, missed opportunities. Jacoby Brissett threw really good balls. Harrison Bryant dropped it. Pharaoh Brown dropped a touchdown. The missed field goal by Cade York late really hurt the comeback. The missed 2-point conversion, which is another thing, because we didn't get it. Fans go, that was a dumb decision to go for it there by Stefanski.
Well, our defense actually did hold Diggs to one catch in the first half.
Yeah, it was a touchdown, but
but I mean, I get it.
I
But I mean,
understand,
but normally he goes off for he's like an 8-9 reception.
He gets the most targets, and I think he's averaging the most catches.
Yeah.
And
So
the Browns,
we slowed him down. We had a plan for it. We executed kind of that plan. So I give him credit for that. But
this is where I'm by no means am I putting the loss on Jacoby Brissett, but that's kind of what happened was Josh Allen, for whatever reason, I don't know if it's because of his injury. Maybe the Browns defense was really playing well.
Yeah.
I honestly don't know what the cause was for Josh Allen to look the way he looked on Sunday. I'm okay with it though. But on the flip side, the Bills just figured out how to slow down Jacoby Brissett enough. That's why we missed the touchdown in the end, the second drive. Unfortunately, obviously, Ethan Pochik got hurt. We had to bring in Frodehold or whatever you say his last name.
Frodehold or whatever. Oh my God. Ken
fumbled
Carmen
the snap.
says it's so perfect.
He fumbled the snap. I mean, that's a huge momentum killer because we turned the ball over when we were moving. The offense was moving. But again, everyone wants to blame Stefanski.
Yeah.
Center gets hurt. We throw in a makeshift guy, fumbles a snap, turnover. Stefanski's fault. It's all Stefanski.
I think Stefanski should go out there and hike the ball now.
We might be better off because Froholt looked like ass. One good thing, though, the Browns, I forgot his name off the top of my head. It wasn't really relevant of writing down, but we did sign a center, and this center happened to be with the Houston Texans when a Mr. Deshaun Watson was there.
Oh.
And as soon as the Browns tweeted out that they signed this guy off a practice squad, Deshaun Watson liked the tweet. He's all fired up.
Yep.
He gets a familiar center to work with.
A familiar butthole to put his hand in.
Hey, sometimes you got to stick your hand near a familiar hole, and you're going to feel better, and you're going to feel like
Fans
your
are
old
so
self.
pissed. They tried to destroy. Oh, yeah, I saw that. You saw the guy who hijacked the golf cart?
2 things about that. I was going to talk about that.
Oh, okay.
First one, do we know it was a fan? Everyone just keeps saying a fan destroyed the stadium.
Who do you think it was?
Probably some fucking crazy person.
Well, he can still be a fan of the Browns.
He could be, but do you really think some guy got in a golf cart and was like, I'm so fucking mad that we couldn't make a field goal, and he's just tearing up up the grass like it's a fucking green?
Yes. They're playing
And
Mario
then-
Kart out there.
Yeah, this was really, I couldn't fucking believe this. I wanted to tweet this, but I didn't want to spoil it. ESPN 850. I don't know why I listen to this and do this to myself.
Why do you do that? No, I don't.
ESPN 850 were trying to blame Kevin Stefanski and the front office for the fan destroying the field.
How? What were the connections?
There was no connection. It was just, this stuff doesn't happen if you don't have discipline with your team. This stuff doesn't happen to disciplined teams. It was a fucking fan. How the hell is Stefanski? Does he also have the fucking security at the stadium?
There's so many questions that come up to this. Like, okay, who was watching? Like, how did they get in? 1, 2, where were the security guards?
Right.
How did he know to go to get this golf cart? Like, he had to know the stadium pretty well to get to it.
Oh, this is 9/11 2.0.
Oh,
This is an inside job.
So he had to know where to go, had to know where to get the key to get to the golf cart going out there. So he had to know the background of the stadium. So this is, I 100% believe it's inside. I think it was Johnny Manziel.
I mean, more than likely, probably a disgruntled employee. Maybe check, did somebody just recently get fired?
Sure.
Was it maybe Perry and Winfrey? Because he's kind of fucking crazy and he's off his meds. More than likely.
He's been on a healthy scratch the last 2 weeks. Maybe he's out there. It's the most action he's gotten on the field.
And that was another one. So this kind of led into that discipline thing. So the reason they bitched about the front office and Stefanski is because Perry and Winfrey, apparently after the game, somebody tweeted something or posted a video or a clip or whatever of them on a rant about Stefanski and like how basically he should be fired, whatever.
He liked it.
And Perry and Winfrey liked the tweet.
Of course he did.
And that made news. And the other thing that they're bitching about on 850, they're saying that Stefanski doesn't discipline
There
anybody.
are better stations to listen to, buddy.
Yeah, are there though?
I mean, I only listen to Ken Carmen in the
and
morning.
he's off at 10 o'clock. And then it's two old men, the two old guys from the Muppets balcony. I can't listen to them.
And I only listen to Nick Wilson for like an hour, but I think they're better than what 850 produces, though.
I find Riz sometimes entertaining.
Did you hear Riz's rant yesterday?
He does that shit. It's so phony. They love making those try to go viral.
Yeah.
It's so phony. His yelling. You'd think a guy who's covered sports for this long would actually understand sports. And if his rants are sincere, that's a wasted life. Like that's a dude who spent 50 plus years in sports media to then sound like a fucking idiot every time he talks about sports.
It was I can't listen to him and take them serious.
I love the way George said that. Like it's like a double entendre. He got serious about sports, but he also got
great
serious.
Wordplay, George.
Yeah, that was really nice. I like that. I have Sirius also. I just like hearing about local stuff. Like I don't really care about other teams, and there's not local. I mean, they'll cover the Browns, but for the most part, it's going to be everything you'll hear on like ESPN.
Yeah.
So I like listening to local. That's just me personally, though. But yeah. So Perry and Winfrey, they were bitching about that and basically saying that there's no discipline in Cleveland because Perry and Winfrey should have been cut already because he's a troublemaker. And it's like, what do you mean there's no discipline? The guy literally is a third round draft pick. They make, or fourth round, whatever. They make inactive every week. That's discipline. When a guy
does
is
he
healthy,
make it to next year? Like, I mean, at this point,
I think he's going to have a come to Jesus moment in the offseason and figure some shit out. I think he's honestly going to be, he might come into training camp and be immediately on the bubble.
Yeah, I just don't understand. Such a talented player.
And that's the thing. They keep saying that there's no discipline. If there was no discipline, Perry and Winfrey would be playing every week, even though he's doing all this dumb shit off the field. Right. The discipline is you have a healthy third or fourth round pick, whatever the fuck, I don't remember. And the Browns are literally saying, stand on the sidelines in your fucking street clothes. Or with this game, they obviously didn't even let him come because he was tweeting during the whole game. So they probably told him, stay home. You're not even fucking wanted. And they're going, there's no discipline. This team doesn't discipline anybody.
Right. Yeah, no,
like,
they definitely.
What else can you do
people.
aside from cutting a draft pick, which most teams don't do this early unless they do something egregious? That's discipline.
Yeah,
discipline. The Browns lost an ugly one. For a little bit, kind of looked like they had it. Defense looked good for the first half. Offense looked good for the first quarter. And then the wheels fell off for a little bit, and the run game was non-existent. Jacoby Brissett truthfully kept us in that game with his arm. 2 touchdowns to Amari Cooper, 1 touchdown first of the year to Donovan Peoples-Jones in his hometown of Detroit. That was pretty cool. Pretty cool moment. Yeah. And that's another thing, too, with this offense. I think a lot of fans don't realize is a lot of times look at some passes Jacoby Brissett makes where Donovan Peoples-Jones smokes somebody, has to stop and catch the ball and wait for the defender in the ball.
Like a basket catch from behind, yeah.
Deshaun Watson's going to hit him in stride.
I've
said it before. Donovan
so.
Peoples-Jones is going to be able to catch a ball and fucking go. It's going to be nice, people. Be excited. Again, 3-7. I get it. It sucks.
You better
we should have won more games.
Hope we don't shit the bed against the Texans now.
We shouldn't. I don't know if you saw this. Spoiler alert for what we're going to talk about. They already benched Davis Mills.
Oh, did they?
Oh, yeah. They made it official today. So that's why this episode is called The Bench, because so many fucking people got benched. It's insane. We'll talk about it all. But the Browns lost again. I mean, what else do you want me to say? We're playing with a backup quarterback. We're playing with a 4th string center. We're playing with backup linebackers. We're playing with the worst rated Pro Football Focus defensive tackles in the NFL. Jadeveon Clowney officially looks like an old man. I really have nothing else to say.
So
Teams have figured this out.
So it's not okay that I named the show The Starting Five?
The starting five. Who's the starting five? What am I missing?
I don't know. It's just you said the bench.
Oh, my bad. My bad, Tim. I'm sorry. I thought you were serious. I was like, wait, what did I say about the starting five? I'm
Damn
missing
it,
it.
Tim. Learn how to tell jokes.
The joke went over my head. I apologize. That's on me and Tim. We had a miscommunication there. I didn't know he was making a joke. I thought he was serious. I'm like, huh? Anyway.
He's about to lose his temper over here, Tim. You better watch out. You're
No,
going on the list.
I'm calm now.
Angry 2 times this week?
As Jericho said,
Tim,
you're on the list.
Tim fucked that joke up. And oh, sorry, did I say that out loud? No, I'm just kidding. All right. We will change sports to a team that's actually playing with a little bit of heart and a little bit of consistency. And that is
the
the
swing set team, the back and forth.
Cleveland Cavaliers. The pendulum keeps going. They are currently in a 21-21 tie against the Portland Trail Blazers with 1:51 left at the Rocket Mortgage Fieldhouse. Dave is there giving us live updates. At least he was. But
4-game winning streak.
they're back on it.
And Mitchell's and all the players' minutes have gone down a little bit.
Yep,
the last
JB's
couple
kind of
games.
learning a little bit, it seems like. I like to think that I'm going to cross off that losing streak they were on because of a West Coast trip.
Yeah.
Let's look at it that way. Let's look at it. It's early. I mean, 2 weeks into the season, give or take, and they're already on this West Coast trip in LA for back-to-back games in Golden State. So you're in California and Sacramento. You're in California for over a week, which is a beautiful state. I'm sure these young guys probably weren't paying attention. A lot of times teams go to Miami and they call it the Miami flu because the night before a game, everyone wants to go out clubbing, trying to fuck some hot Cubans or whatever. And then the next day they're all hungover and they can't play the game. And there's a lot of Cubans on there, right?
Yeah. Well, yeah, legally and illegally. Yes.
Yeah, hey, they don't ask for green cards when they're taking them back to their hotel room. Hopefully they're looking for IDs because that'll get you into a lot of trouble. But green cards, we don't give a shit about that. But yeah, the Cavs are back winning. They beat it was a horrible win, if I'm being honest, against the Hornets on Friday night. That was the ugliest win I've ever seen.
Yeah, I'm not gonna lie. I looked up. I'm like, oh, we're winning by 15. Okay, cool. They look up again. I'm like, why are we in overtime right now?
I went to Tim's comedy show and it ended, and I'm like, all right, I'll stick around, have a drink, talk to everybody. So I did. And same thing. I look at the score. I'm like, Cavs are up by like 14. And all of a sudden I'm like, all right, I'll finish this drink. We'll go home. I look back up like, wait, how are we only up by 3?
Yeah.
With like 5 seconds to go or whatever. And then fucking Terry Rozier hits another 3, ties the game. And I'm like, this game's going to overtime. We were just up by double digits a minute ago.
Okoro, man.
And yeah, he stinks. I, of course, was watching that game up at Lucy's Seafood Steak and Shenanigans. And you can check them out any day of the week. Well, I think they're only open Wednesday through Sunday, if I'm not mistaken. But with that being said, go to Lucy's. They're located at 2218 Broadview Road, Cleveland, Ohio. Michelle and the staff at Lucy's are always committed to giving their guests the best experience. Join them every Friday night for karaoke. And of course, all your hometown sports games. Give them a call at 216-675-0013. That was a good transition.
That was actually an amazing transition.
Thank you.
We were talking about blockages earlier. I was going to try to transition myself into blockages because, blockage and Smith's Drain Service kind of go hand in hand, but I figured we'd talk more about the Browns. But yeah, Smith's Drain Service is your local drain cleaning expert specializing in main sewer lines, bathtubs, laundry lines, septic lines, kitchen sinks, my bathroom, your bathroom, everyone's bathroom, downspouts, and so many more. Family owned and operated. You want to give Smith's Drain Service a call today at 440-242-8704, and they will get you cleaned out.
A few Saturdays from now, I forgot the exact date, in December, I will be live at Dynatech. I think you were invited.
December 3rd.
December 3rd. Okay. Were you planning on going?
What time on December 3rd?
I think it's like 9 to noon or something like that. It's an early one. Yeah.
Oh, yeah. I figured I'd be there. Yeah.
So yeah, I accept it on behalf of me. Kyle's obviously more than welcome. This is just going to be a red line thing. It's not a talking about balls thing.
Yeah, I'll be there.
So check them out. Dynatech. They are tested by many satisfied customers. They have diamond saw blades that are the fastest cutting and longest lasting. Their customer satisfaction is how they measure success. Engineers are always available to help you troubleshoot or solve a problem on your job site. They're the only saw blade company in Ohio recommended by the paving, marking, manufacturing industry. Located in Elyria, Ohio, Dynatech is committed to being the top diamond saw blade company around the world. Their products include saw blades, abrasive blades, pavement marking blades, core drill rigs, core drill bits, high-speed gas saws, masonry saws, walk-behind saws, tile saws, and other construction equipment. Give them a call, 1-800-446-9001, or visit their website, dynatech.com, dynatech.com.
I think we need a longer ad read for that one, by the way.
Yeah, it's like half my page is Dynatech. I'm like getting winded. I'm like, shit, I didn't time this one out right.
So certain companies use saw blades, mostly construction companies, and I'm not sure if they do or not, but I'm sure Wiggins Construction Home Improvement want the best saw blades when they're doing their home improvements. They do residential and commercial, bathrooms, kitchens, windows, door sidings, and much more. Give Will a call today at 440-731-6900. 7654. And as Lee loves to say, tell them that Team Redline sent you.
Yeah, do that. Oh, sorry, I got caught up. Graber, is it Graber Machine and Tool?
Graber Machine and Tool.
Gerber?
Not the baby food.
It's spelled wrong. That's why I didn't know. It's literally spelled Graber. That's why I was like, that doesn't look right.
It is Graber. It's Graber.
Oh, it is Graber? Okay, my bad. Graber is the official hotline sponsor of Redline Radio Studio 1, which I was at on Friday with Lee's Money's Crazy Mind. Since 2004, Graber Machine Tool Inc. has been providing manufacturing, coating of metals, and formed products from Elyria, located at 313 Clark Street. Give them a call, 440-322-3685.
So I just saw that yesterday or 2 days ago, Redline Radio got an award from a CRS Super Truck Series. Am I right, Tim?
Yes, they did.
Yes. So the CRS Super Truck Series, they are the premier race series of Redline Radio. I know earlier over the summer, I watched like a race or two that they had broadcast on Redline. It's kind of cool to watch. I haven't seen trucks race in a long time, but you can view all the CRS truck replays right here on Redline Radio Thursdays at 6 p.m. I believe that's during the race season. But if you're looking for sponsorship opportunities, give Billy a call at 216-217-5038. But it was kind of cool. I had to call that out because of the award that you guys got. I saw that lovely picture. Tim, your side angle is amazing. Mwah.
Tim's amazing at every angle. Growing Wings Adult Services is the official sponsor of the state-of-the-art Studio 2. Growing Wings Adult Services has over 7 years of experience taking care of adults with disabilities. For more information, call Lisa, 234-334-7547. You know who else works there at Growing Wings?
Who's that?
That would be great. My man. My main man.
What?
Got to see him on Friday night. That was awesome. I was kind of bummed he didn't have a show on Friday night, but understandable because of all the things going on. So if you ever want to catch Grape on a normal Friday night, he is at 6 to 8 on perfect timing on Friday nights from Studio 1. Right after him, you can find Money's Crazy Mind. He is from 8 to 10, also at Studio 1. That's on Fridays.
Real quick before you leave,
Yeah.
shout out to Grape because he just lost his father.
Oh, Grape.
shit.
I'm sorry to hear that, man.
So I wanted to, send my condolences, man.
Absolutely.
Damn,
Talking
Grape,
about balls,
we're sorry, bud.
we're with you, buddy, man. I apologize. I didn't know that. Well, not apologize, but I'm sorry to hear that. So thoughts and prayers for Grape and his family. Definitely not an easy thing to go through.
No, that's crazy.
But the show must go on. And on Saturdays, the shows are always going on with 4th and 15 from 2 to 4 every once in a while, actually.
Transition, I'll tell you.
But speaking of 4th and 15, I actually spoke with Ramel today. He messaged me. He's got a wrestling show coming up. I'll do a little quick plug for him just because that's the kind of people I am. It's Thanksgiving. It's all about giving and being thankful. And Ramel's had us on plenty of times, so yeah. I'm going to hook him up. He has a wrestling show. I believe it is December 2nd. And if you go to get tickets, type in the code DICE-K, and those tickets are going to get him money, or they're going to contribute towards him. I'm getting it right now. It is the Extreme Fight World Dojo Wars 3 at the NEO Sports Plant, Friday night, December 2nd. Tickets are going fast. Get yours again. Use the code DICE-K, and that's going to get, make sure the ticket credit goes to Ramel. So do that for Ramel at 4th and 15. If you can't make that, at least check out their show. It's from 2 to 4 on Saturdays. Also on Saturdays, you have Comedy and Cocktails with Jen. She was on with Grape a couple weeks ago. Funny as fuck. Check that out from 8:30 to 9:30. Then you have TMI, Too Much Information, from 10 to midnight, ending your Saturday. Sundays, you have Kevin Kwan, Professional and Professionals, 3 to 5. Medium Ratchet, 6 to 7. Sometimes you have Steel City Running Late from 7-ish to 9 because they can't seem to ever start on time. Then you have Just Therapy with Sean Boyd. He was great on Friday night as well. Him and Tim killed it at that comedy show. Kudos to them. 7 to 9 on Mondays. As I was speaking of Tim Buck too, he's on Tuesday night. Tim Buck Tuesdays, 6 to 8. Check him out, Studio 1, every week. Just great conversations. Tim can sit back and talk about anything. If you want to give him a topic, he's more than happy to listen and riff on it. With have us leading in She Vibes today from 8:30 to 9:30. I thought we lost it for a second. But that's your lineup for, I'm sorry, I missed Thursdays. I skipped the whole fucking day of the week. We have Dub. He's starting in a couple of weeks. Shout out to him as well. When we were with Grape, he's
starting this week.
Oh, he's starting this week? So we were making jokes about how his show was delayed and we're like, when the hell's this guy starting? He said he was dealing with alcohol addiction and going through rehabilitation. And I think he's all working through that. So good for him. Let's give him a shout out. His show starts this week. Check it out tomorrow. After him, you have Lex Vegas Thursday nights. And then also for the culture, you have Club Pizzle ending the night 9 to 10 at Studio 1. Studio 2, you've got Money's Crazy Soundtrack in Broad Street South. Check it out.
That's
Redline
a
Radio.
full week.
It really is. It's a mouthful. That's what she said. Cavaliers now have a 10-point lead, by the way, so looking good there.
Dub in his bitch like a tampon.
My
What's
man.
up, Dub?
There he is. Yeah, shout out to Dub, man. That's
What's up,
awesome.
Dub? Thanks for checking in, man.
Hell yeah, and congratulations on getting through that, man. That can't be easy. I couldn't imagine. As we're drinking on
I
air,
was
it's like
gonna say,
contradicting.
This is bad
I
timing.
apologize. We're really fucking up this week. But anyway, we'll get back into sports for everybody's listening pleasure. We like to do our ad reads and shit like that. Cavaliers are playing well. They're again up 10 right now. And now we're going to recap week
10.
No,
11.
week 11. I got it right this time.
Damn,
I wrote it wrong. My bad. It's right on my paper.
Oh, you don't make mistakes, right? No, not at all.
I don't. If you look,
No,
I mean,
you don't.
recap week 11. So it's for the actual show. Totally fine. I can't read the comments.
It was,
I'm sorry.
It was an ugly week 11. I will say that. A lot of very close games, weird football. It was just weird.
Yeah, and I mean, on top of that, you had.
How about them Falcons? Yeah, how about them Falcons?
You have the Falcons. You had, the punt return for the Patriots.
Yeah.
Ugly 3-3 game, and the Patriots return a field or a punt for a touchdown as time expires.
Mm-hmm.
Game over. Lo and behold, Mr. Zach Shitty Wilson, who I've hated on since the beginning of his tenure in the NFL, benched.
Mm-hmm.
Do you think it's for good, or do you think this is just a quick little, we're going to teach him a lesson?
I don't know how as a team you bench him.
The number 2 overall pick, you're going, hey, you kind of suck. We're going to bench
You're
you.
going into a game where you're favored by 4.5 points. You're going to bench him, and I don't think there's any coming back from that. Maybe next year, but I think you're going to ride out with what you have the rest of the year.
I also think that the best part is they benched him. And normally when you bench a star quarterback, or not even bench, because that doesn't happen. When a star quarterback misses a game,
We're using star lately here, I guess.
what's up?
You're using the word star lately.
No,
I
that's
guess.
you'll understand where I'm going with this.
Okay.
When you bench a good quarterback or a good quarterback misses a game, the spread changes in Vegas. Zach Wilson got benched.
Nothing
Spread did not change
Still
at all.
4.5.
That's saying a lot.
Yeah.
That says everything about a quarterback. And you know what will change it? When the Bears officially announced that Justin Fields isn't playing.
Yeah.
Which is looking more and more like that's not going to happen.
5th leading rusher in the NFL, by the way.
Killing it
Justin
it
Fields.
for my fantasy team. I love it.
He's not even. I think he's like maybe 50 yards behind Chubb right now.
Yeah, he's right there, which
It's
is
insane.
I'll be honest, not a good thing for a quarterback because when your quarterbacks lead the league in rushing and they're up there, excuse me again,
That's why he's
Um,
probably not playing this week because he's getting his ass beat out there too.
and that's exactly what's happening. He fucked up his shoulder. They said they think he has like some dislocations and some ligament damage. Not a good sign going forward for a guy who is basically your entire offense. The
Yeah.
Chicago Bears rely too much on Justin Fields and clearly taking its toll. Quick recap of week 11 here, if I can get ESPN to load the page up because it doesn't seem to want to. We had Thursday Night Football. The Titans beat the Packers 27-17. Apparently, Aaron Rodgers has been playing with a broken thumb.
Oh,
You see that
sure he is.
No, they did it. They officially said that he's been playing with a broken thumb for a few weeks now. He's not saying that's why he sucked this year.
Oh.
He's just let everybody know.
Left or right?
I believe on his right hand.
Oh, okay.
I believe.
I like the left hand. I don't want to fucking.
Yeah,
hear
then
it.
that's don't even bother. Don't even tell me about it. But with him, I have him on my fantasy team that I'm actually doing really well in, and surprisingly, with Aaron Rodgers as my quarterback. But I only need him to stay healthy for one more game, and then I have Deshaun Watson on my bench. So
Ooh.
I really need Aaron Rodgers' thumb to,
produce
not
one
hurt
more
him.
week.
That's it. Just please
One more week.
play one more decent game, and I'll be so fucking happy. However, I think they're playing the Eagles this week.
Yeah.
I think. And I don't really want Aaron Rodgers because they're the number 1 passing defense. He's had such a shitty year. I'm wondering what to do, but I might stick with him. We'll worry about that another time. I don't like to bore everybody with my fantasy.
Yeah, they're
on
playing
air.
the Pack. They're playing the Eagles at home. I mean, at Eagles home.
Yeah, it's a tough thing to do.
However, I feel, and we'll get into it, but I think the Eagles are very, 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 very overrated.
I agree. I mean, they got embarrassed on Monday Night Football by the Commanders. We'll talk about it here in a minute. Last second field goal to beat the Jeff Saturday Colts. Not great. Not a good sign when you're a team like the Eagles trying to be a contender.
Or is Jeff Saturday a good coach?
No. No, he's not. Nope.
Hi,
Quick-
Tara.
I'll quickly answer that. What did Tara send? I can't tell. Is that an
She
emoji?
gave the middle finger emoji. Just kidding.
Okay.
She waved.
That's fair. Well, fuck you right back, Tara. How's that?
She waved. Don't
Um,
yell at her yet.
And then, yeah, Dubs Falcons. They did get the 27-24 win against the Bears with Justin Fields playing hurt. But again, he's the whole team.
Yeah.
The fact that they're putting up 20 plus points a game, but they can't win, shows you it's a defensive issue. Maybe they gave up on Roquan Smith a little too early. Maybe they gave up on Robert Quinn a little too early because
You
those
went out
guys
and
would be
got-
helping them win
You
games.
went out and got Claypool. Why are you not using him?
I'm I think a little bit of it is his ability to understand the plays, and like their offense just isn't designed to really get wide receivers involved. And B, part of me is starting to worry that Justin Fields isn't a great quarterback. Great runner, great athlete, but when you actually need him to throw the ball, there's no production.
Yeah.
So part of me is thinking that might be it. I guess I take that back. He has some production with Darnell Mooney, but that's about it. And Cole Kmet. But even still, I like to think that it's just getting Claypool just involved with the offense isn't there yet. I like to hope, because I love Justin Fields. When he came out, I honestly thought, this could be potentially the best Ohio State quarterback in the pros that we've seen in our lifetime, because there aren't many.
No.
And if there are in the pros, they weren't very good. So I really did think that this could have been a good thing for Justin Fields getting Claypool, but so far they haven't done shit with it. We'll see what happens there. But him playing hurt, him being the entire team, them still losing. At this point, you're 3-8. If Justin Fields is that banged up, I hate to say it, pull the plug on the year. You got to do it. You got to protect your investment. But if they don't see him as a long-term investment, maybe they let him keep playing. Who knows? Chicago seems to be a pretty not great organization as of late. So we'll see what happens
So
there.
you're saying the Bears-Jets game is going to be fun to watch?
Yeah, no, Dub, I agree. The Falcons defense is not very good, but kudos to Fields. I mean, he put up 24 points. In the NFL, if you're scoring in the 20s, you should be winning some games. His defense let him down.
That's a defense issue right there. Yeah.
That's like the Browns. The Browns should have beat the Falcons. The Browns should have beat the Jets. You put up 30 points against the Jets. Defense let you down. The Browns have a top 10 scoring offense, but they still are 3-7. Defense sucks.
Yeah.
But what can you do? Patriots win on a last-second field goal or punt return, I'm sorry, and beat the Jets. Jets are 6-4. Patriots are also 6-4. Zach Wilson benched. Love it. You hate to see it, except for me, and I love rubbing it in my fucking friends' faces.
Yes, like you have a lot of friends who are New York fans.
When that came through, and you sent, because if you noticed when you sent me that, all you sent me was a picture. It just says breaking Adam Schefter.
Oh, I didn't.
There's no actual news. So I saw that. I'm like, what's he breaking? So I went to Twitter really quick, and I got distracted. That's why I didn't respond.
No, that's fine. Yeah,
then I actually saw it, and I'm like, oh fuck, I gotta text them right now and rub it in their faces. The Saints surprisingly beat the Rams. Ugly game. I don't know if you saw this. Matt Stafford has a concussion. He's officially out for Sunday. Yeah. They are starting a new quarterback, Bryce Perkins, I think his name is. I don't know much about him, but he's getting his first career start.
And I believe the Saints are still running with Andy Dalton.
Yeah, they are. And that makes
Jameis Winston.
That makes no sense to me. Did you see his comment this week?
Yeah,
which
I lost my job. You should not lose your job to injury.
First off, he said it's an unwritten rule or something like that, which that's false. If you get hurt and the next guy up plays better than you, you're done. That's how sports work.
Yes, Drew Bledsoe would like to have a conversation with you.
And there's plenty of baseball players that's happened to also, that just you get hurt, somebody comes in, you lose your job.
Tom Brady.
It's totally a thing. So for him saying that it's an unwritten rule, that's out of line. However, I do think he would be giving them the best chance to win, because Andy Dalton's not very good.
He's much better than Andy Dalton.
So how are you going to tell that to your teammates and to the fans and say, or to the team if you're the coach, and say, yeah, we're going with him, he gives us the best chance, when they all go, we were actually really good last year with Winston until he blew his ACL.
Yeah.
How are you going to tell us that? He only played a few games this year before he got hurt.
That doesn't fuck the Aints.
The Saints.
Got it. But no, it's true.
I mean, they're a mess. I mean, Andy Dalton sucks.
But yeah, I get it. I don't understand. Winston gives you the best. He's not a great quarterback,
but he's better than Andy Dalton.
Absolutely.
So yeah, that makes no sense to me. However, unfortunately, Tim, you did not get your picks that we do. What the fuck is it that we do? The ones where we take a gamble, the high risk pick, whatever the fuck we call it. I don't remember what we call it, but the bold prediction.
Bold predictions.
That's it. So Tim, your bold prediction was that the Rams and Saints would score over 60, and they didn't even hit 50, unfortunately.
I missed my bold predict too, because
I missed mine
that was bad.
I missed mine by 2 touchdowns because I had Saquon Barkley scoring 3, and I think he only had 1, so I missed that. In an upset, the Lions beat the Giants 31-18 in a complete assing, basically.
Giants, false. I mean,
the Lions have the longest winning streak in the NFC, if I'm not mistaken, at 3 games. They are now 4-6. Giants are 7-3.
Dan Campbell, baby.
He fucking sucks still. I hate seeing all these reports where they're like, when Dan Campbell interviewed for this job, he was throwing chairs. Like, he's just such a fucking animated. I find him, he is a PC principal from South Park in real human form.
Oh, absolutely.
And B, he is so fucking annoying that I would just be like, get out of my fucking office if you're throwing chairs around. Who would look at that and be like, we need him? I would be like,
hey, you got to bite some kneecaps sometimes, and he's going to town with them right now.
Yeah, they suck. I don't think this success is going to continue. but we'll find
Just
out
keep
tomorrow. I
giving
guess they play tomorrow.
Keep giving the ball to St. Brown. It's all I care about.
Yeah, if you have him on fantasy, he's a great wide receiver.
Fuck yeah.
This week they're supposed to be getting Jamison Williams, so we'll see how that works
He's been
out.
in
Their
my
first round
IR
pick.
the entire year.
Yeah. Great wide receiver, but he was hurt, so we'll see what happens with him. Ravens and Panthers, an interesting game. Baker Mayfield looked like complete dog shit, but the Ravens offense looked like complete dog shit too.
Baker looked like dog shit. Not possible.
Any halfway competent quarterback, the Panthers probably win that game.
So I what sucks about this is the fact that the Ravens are like half-assing themselves to a division.
Yeah, they're going to
championship
win the
right now.
division, and they're just going to, because they have the easiest schedule going forward. And even the easy game against the Panthers, they still barely won.
Right.
They had to pull away in the fourth quarter. Don't get me wrong, Panthers have a really good defense. Offense is complete ass, though. Another guy who got benched, Baker Mayfield. They officially made the announcement Sam Darnold will be starting this week.
A lot
So
of
Baker
bench
was
people
benched.
this week.
Yeah, Baker benched, Zach Wilson benched. Technically, after this game, Jacoby Brissett's getting benched.
Well, we
But
knew that
that's
was
fair.
coming. Though.
It's
We knew it
again,
was coming.
technically, if you're looking at it from that standpoint, he is getting benched. Davis Mills is being benched by the Houston Texans. You have 3 first round. Well, Davis Mills wasn't a first round pick, but you have 3 quarterbacks getting benched. 2 of them only been in the league for a year and a half, so that says a lot about them. And that's because the Commanders beat the Texans 23-10 in a completely embarrassing game. And I mean, that's another guy. Carson Wentz got hurt. He is officially benched because of his injury because Tyler Henneke came in.
I'm a Henneke fan. I
Henneke
really
just
am.
goes out there and gets shit done,
Did you
dude.
see that interview that they gave? What's his face, the coach? He's like, so what's your choice and why are you sticking with Henneke? What was the deciding factor? He's like, wins.
Yeah, 100%. I mean, have you guys? I'd be like, do you watch the games?
Yeah,
Like, are you not
wins.
seeing this?
He has like the it factor. He's not like a blow you out of the water type quarterback, but he moves the ball, has good throws, he makes good decisions, and that's all you can ask.
Browns fans will like this analogy. You know who he is?
Colt McCoy.
He is what Baker Mayfield thought he was.
Oh, okay.
He is everything, or I'm sorry, he is everything that Baker Mayfield thinks he is, I should say.
Right.
He can actually make some throws. He is a limited quarterback, but he understands his limitations and doesn't overdo things.
Right.
Perfect analogy.
He
in my
also has a
opinion.
very good wide receiver on his team.
Oh, that helps. A
And
couple of them, actually.
The running
David.
back is pretty damn good too.
Again, Baker Mayfield effect. Baker Mayfield's really good when everything's clicking.
Yes.
When the defense is getting turnovers, when the offense can run the ball, everything looks great.
Yep.
But when things go south and Baker has to beat you on his own, can't do it. Tyler Henneke, probably also not going to beat you on his own.
Yep.
It's an unfortunate fact. But yeah, kudos to him playing well. Raiders win in overtime with a walk-off touchdown to Devontae Adams. Literally walked in the end zone wide open. The Broncos are a fucking shit show. Hopefully they fire everybody and we can get their defensive coordinator. Would be fantastic. We'll see. Cowboys absolutely laid the lumber to the Minnesota Vikings. And
Robert, if you're still watching, we owe you a shot.
Yeah, no doubt about it. That was embarrassing for the Vikings. That game was technically considered, I mean, it wasn't a primetime game, but it was like the game of the week or whatever. Kirk Cousins, I didn't realize how bad he is in primetime games. He is
I saw
pitiful.
the perfect meme. It's like Kirk Cousins on 1
Keep
o'clock.
talking. I dropped my pen. I'm going to pick it up.
That's fine. Kirk Cousins, the 1 o'clock game is like him wearing like the gold necklace, and then like Kirk Cousins in whatever primetime games is like him like cousin Uncle Rico from what's his face
Napoleon Dynamite.
It's like he's night and day difference between what he is during certain games. It's crazy to me.
It really is, and that's gonna spoiler alert. Going to go into my pick this week of who I'm picking for Thursday Night Football on Thanksgiving, because you have Kirk shit the bed in primetime Cousins going up against arguably one of the best defenses in football in Bill Belichick's Patriots. So
Ooh,
that's an interesting one. So again, spoiler
we're
alert.
Already differing on a
Spoiler alert. Oh, you're going to the Vikings?
Absolutely.
All right, we shall see.
At home, yes.
They were at home on Sunday. How'd that work out
Turkey
for
Day.
them?
Turkey Day.
They were empty stomachs on Sunday. How'd that work out for them? Now they're weighed down going against Bill Belichick.
Not to give a pick away, but we already have our Vikings versus Patriots.
This is where I
pick
make
laid
my
out there.
comeback, everybody.
And
All right.
yeah.
Bengals and Steelers. Bengals win 37-30. The score looks a lot closer than the
Joe
game
Burrow
really
said
was.
to calm the fuck down after being 0-2. They get it together. And
Yeah,
he's
I mean,
slowly-
identical to last year. Last year they were 5-4, and they turned it around, won some games.
They got
Hit God
Jamar. I
Wild.
think they got Jamar Chase coming back next week too.
which is going to be interesting because what I've seen is he's going against doctor's orders and he's off crutches, like not really listening to them.
Oh, he's going to get rehearsed.
So that doesn't usually end well when you don't listen to your doctors because they kind of know a thing or two, especially in the NFL.
Schooling says yes.
You would think, but you never know. Bengals win 37-30. Ugly game for the Steelers. Again, the score looks better than it actually was.
However, that fucking interception by Watt was
that was nuts.
Amazing.
Incredible. What can you do really about that? That was the second time this season.
I just love Joe Burrow's face. Like, he throws, he's just like,
because he thought like, all right, it got batted, whatever. And then he sees TJ Watt's holding the ball. He's like, are you fucking kidding me? Like, that's insane. Sunday Night Football, Chiefs come back and beat the Chargers. Wanted to ask, are the Chiefs the best team in the NFL?
Yes.
I think so. Personally, yeah. I don't think there's a better team.
And I don't even think they're playing at their full potential right now.
Not at all. No, I agree with that.
I think they're holding back. I think that
they looked bored on Sunday night.
I think they're a team that has so much more to give, and I think they're kind of just going through the motions right now.
Yeah. The Chiefs kind of coasted for most of that game, and then at the end, they're like, all right, we get the ball back, less than 2 minutes to go, down by 3 or whatever the score was. They're like, all right, let's go win this shit.
Yeah, it's like they're playing their little brother, and you like let them like playing a video game against your little brother, right? You let him win for a little bit, and then you're like, okay. Then you sit up in your chair, like, oh, let's get serious. I can't let you beat me, and then they win. That's how they've been playing the entire season.
Yeah, I mean, that's a good way to do it. I think kind of coast and then don't take things too seriously. That's why I think, as I said a couple weeks ago, eventually Philly's going to have to lose, and it's not looking good for 2 straight weeks. You lost to Washington embarrassingly. And then you have the game last week where you had to come back against the Jeff Saturday-led Colts, a team that everybody had dead in the water. You barely beat them, and you're trying to be a Super Bowl contender.
Right.
I get it. Regular season, any given Sunday. This game might mean absolutely nothing, but to look that bad, not a good sign. Chiefs, they just kind of sleepwalk into wins. They don't care. They understand. They've been there before. Don't take it too seriously. Just earn the playoff spot, then worry about shit. Monday Night Football, Cardinals got absolutely embarrassed by the 49ers, and I won my first big parlay of the year where I put some good money down on some games this weekend. I bet $20 and I won 85 or something like that. Not a ton, but for me, I don't bet a lot. I usually do a parlay and I do like $5.
Nice.
This one I felt really confident, so I erased it all. I forgot all the picks, but it was like I think I did Chiefs, Eagles, Golden State Warriors, Buffalo Bills, and I forgot a couple. I did like 5 or 6 games, hit them all. And then the topper was 49ers. So kudos to me. Finally won a decent parlay.
I can't wait for January 1st, man. Like,
I'm just, I probably shouldn't say that because it's not legal in Ohio, but I have my ways of doing sports gambling.
Well, everyone uses Bovada right now. I think
that's what I've been using for years.
But make sure you get all your free money through FanDuel, MGM, and
I'm already signed up. I'm ready for it.
They give you the free promo. I think it's $500 total between the 3 sites. You can get free money.
Unfortunately, you can't bet on it this week, but there is a game this Sunday, or there's Saturday.
It's the game.
I didn't mean Sunday, I meant Saturday. You guys, I don't need Ohio State people coming at me being like, fucking Saturday at noon. How could you say Sunday? I know you guys get
high noon, the game.
I've said it before. I'll say it again 1,000 times. I like Ohio State. Don't love them. I mean,
say you don't care. Yeah, I got it.
Yeah, if they lose, it is what it is. Like, I watch the games because they're on every week. I watch a lot of college football.
A lot of stuff on this game, though. I mean, Ohio State lost last year.
For sure. Don't get me wrong.
Very snowy and everything.
I now want to win the game because they lost last year, but it's not for me. Like, it didn't, like, after they lost, I was at my family's house for Thanksgiving. I just continued to eat and hang out, and I was like, all right, go on with my day.
Yep. It should be a fun game. I think Ohio State's favored by 7.5 right now.
Yeah.
A lot.
I think it's a little bit of a high spread. Michigan, if I'm not mistaken, has one of the best defenses in football, college football. They did have a scare last week against Illinois. But
the refs
they still have a really good defense.
Failed them out of that fucking game too.
Can you click that comment, Tim? I can't read it. I'm off Facebook right there.
Both teams will.
Doesn't matter. Both teams will make. I could see that absolutely, because this is something where how far can you really drop Michigan for losing to the number 2 team and vice versa? Ohio State losing to the number 3 team.
Well, honestly, you know what? What sucks is college football. It's about how you win and how you lose.
If it's a close game, I don't think it hurts anybody.
Ohio State
if Ohio State wins by 20 plus, then yeah, Michigan has to drop out, I think.
So the Michigan has the running back right now. Star running back is injured. They're not sure if he's playing or not Saturday. That could change it as well. But yeah, it's quite interesting. And then you have like the comments, the back and forth comments between Harbaugh and Ryan Day right now. I don't know if you saw that story or not about the starting on third base.
He said something like, if you score from third,
you act like you hit a triple, but you started there. Yeah. So it's quite interesting. We'll see what happens. But I think Ohio State takes it. I think Ohio State wins by 2 touchdowns.
I do too, honestly. I mean, it depends on which version of CJ Stroud we get. CJ Stroud has looked a little sluggish as of late. 3 weeks ago, we of course had the Northwestern game, totally understandable, 50-mile-an-hour winds. I'm not going to blame him for that. Penn State looked kind of pedestrian for a guy who's going for a Heisman, for a guy who's trying to make his team the number one team in the country. Pretty pedestrian game there. And then you have the Indiana game. He threw 5 touchdowns, sure, but his completion percentage was kind of low. And then you have Maryland last week. Same thing. Started off really poorly. Completion percentage was low.
That was a very interesting game last week.
It was weird. I watched almost all of it, and then Ohio State got a pretty big lead in like the third quarter. I left where I was at to go. I went out downtown. When I got to the next bar, I look up and it was like a 1-possession game, and I'm like, "What the fuck did I miss in the last 20 minutes?" Like I didn't understand. I didn't think that was going to happen. Defense and offense cannot play like that on Saturday. If you have those lapses of judgment and those moments where you screw up and you're not paying attention, a team like Michigan is going to capitalize. You can afford to do that against Maryland. You cannot do that against Michigan.
It's going to be a good game. I mean,
I think so too. I'm excited
I hate
for it.
that they do noon. That's like a perfect primetime game.
I do too.
But
I get it. It's tradition, but I agree. Like that's something where I want to be at home, seated on my couch, have friends over, like 8 o'clock start, prime time. That would be fucking cool. Instead, it's noon where people are like, "Oh, do you want to watch the game?" I'm like, dude, I'm like barely out of bed around noon on a Saturday. So no.
They got people like texting, like, "Do you want to go meet me at the bar?" And said, "I'm like, I honestly just want to lay on the couch."
Yeah, like when this game ends, like I have to go grocery shopping. I have to be a fucking adult because it's so early. Like it's too early. But
So
yeah, I'm with you.
State
I got Ohio State winning. I think they should win relatively easily. I think Michigan's offense isn't very good. I forgot his name. Their quarterback, Mick, whatever the fuck his name is.
It's actually his name.
Yeah, it's like Mick the fuck is his last MC the fuck. Yeah, whatever his name is. I don't think he's very good. So I think Ohio State should be okay. We have a really good defense. They have a really good defensive line. I say we as if I'm like talking about the Browns.
Well, they win. They pretty much coast themselves into the Big Ten championship, and then obviously they win that. Then they're sitting pretty for the playoffs. So I think it's Ohio State's to lose this year.
Yeah, I mean, absolutely. You control your own destiny. It's a cliche saying, but they really do. If they win out, I mean, there's no question about it. They're going to get the 1 or 2 seeds. Just keep winning.
Just keep winning. Which is what I do with our NFL picks every week. I just keep winning.
Except for last week when we were completely tied, and I've made like a 6-game comeback in the last few weeks. But anyway, somebody's a little confident over there. I told you guys, I gave Kyle a couple of wins this week.
It's liquid courage, Justin.
I gave him a couple of wins this week to make himself feel better, and lo and behold, here we are. We have our picks.
2 games up, baby. Let's go.
Tim picked 2, didn't have the greatest week, but did all right for himself. Nothing wrong with that. 11-7. Let's get right into it, boys. Thanksgiving. We got a game at fucking 12:30 tomorrow.
Dude, 3 games tomorrow.
I love Thanksgiving.
I love it.
I'm not gonna lie. I understand. Sorry to everybody out there that lost somebody to COVID. COVID Thanksgiving was one of my favorite Thanksgivings. I sat at home. I laid in my ass on my couch. I watched football all day. My aunt and uncle brought me food over, and they were just like,
"You're a lazy
hey, just
boy.
wear a mask." They're like, "We'll bring the food to you because we know we can't have people because of COVID." I'm like, this is fucking amazing. So I got Thanksgiving delivered to me. Didn't have to leave. Watched football all day. It was amazing. Instead, tomorrow, the real world, I do have to go places, and I'm not very happy about it. But it is what it is.
I want to say I think I did pretty good. I mean, I was 2-2, and now I'm 11-7.
You didn't do bad. I think you went. You went 9-5. Not terrible at all. Not bad at all. Just a couple of the picks where you differed from me and Kyle. You don't do that too often. If Kyle and I are on the same page, you're in pretty good company. You don't want to steer away from what we pick. I'll just warn you there. But let's get right into it.
It's okay. I love the dice rolling you do. I
do too. I mean, I love that you were so confident last week. You're like, give me Carolina.
Put those big balls out there.
I love you, Tim, but I mean, when I wrote Carolina, I was chuckling inside because I'm like, there's a loss right there. It was actually a close game though, so it's not a horrible pick, I guess. But let's get into it. 12:30. We have Buffalo at Detroit. Does Detroit continue their winning ways, or does the real Buffalo show up? What say you?
Who we got? Me or Tim?
I don't give a shit, honestly. Either you can go.
I'll go first.
Just not me because I set it up to say what say you, so I can't finish it. Somebody's got to do it.
I'm going Buffalo.
Yeah, that's a really good pick.
Yeah, we're all going Buffalo, I believe.
I think so too. Clean sweep for the Bills, even though the Lions are hot. Next up, 4:30. Division game, New York Giants, who have been slumping as of late, against the Dallas Cowboys at Dallas, who Dallas last week looked like the best team in football. Their defense was amazing. Tony Pollard couldn't be stopped. They beat the fuck out of the, at the time, 8-1 Vikings. Just a great game for them overall. Did they continue that success against a lower tier team of the Giants? Or did the Giants get back on track?
No possible chance. The Cowboys are going to mud stomp the Giants this week.
America's team.
We all agree again. That's a good
Wow.
pick. Yeah, that's an easy
We're
one.
off
Right
and
there.
running here.
Here is where I think it's going to get a little funny.
A little dicey.
Now we have the New England Patriots going up against primetime Kirk Cousins, who usually stinks, going up against a defense that, again, it was Zach Wilson, but they shut the fucking Patriots down. I saw a meme the other day, and I got to find it. Go ahead and we'll make the picks. I am going with New England, and I'm going to tell you why here in a second.
Well, I'm going with the Vikings. I think they win. I just no possible way Kirk Cousins can continue to be horrible in prime time.
It's very possible.
I mean, it's also very true, but I'm going the Vikings. Tim, what about you?
I think the Vikings. And I don't think it's because of Kirk Cousins.
I will stick with the Patriots, and I have a meme here that somebody posted, and it says the New York Jets averaged 2.7 inches of offense per play during the second half of their loss to the Patriots. This is literally how far they got every snap. And if you could see my phone there, it's literally a tiny little ruler, and it just shows 2.7 inches was all they got. They couldn't get a yard. They couldn't even get a foot.
That's actually just the size of my penis. Why are you showing that?
I mean, it's mine too, but I mean, that's what they averaged per snap, which,
So-
trust me, not a lot.
So that means you have just the tip.
Exactly.
Basically, not even. I mean, I don't even think that's a tip.
So we got Vikings, and you're taking the Patriots. Got it.
I am on my own island.
Kyle's
on that
moving
one.
to 3 games up.
Kyle is inching closer to getting tattooed. All right. And next up, Cincinnati at Tennessee.
Oof.
This is a tough one. I'm not going to lie to you. This one I'm honestly, I'm torn on. I don't even have a good pick.
I was back and forth in this one for a while because, like, honestly, these teams are pretty evenly matched in my opinion.
I agree.
And I wanted to go. I was leaning Titans because of home, but I think the Bengals are getting on a streak now. I'm gonna go with Joe Burrow in this one. Give me the Bengals.
I'm looking at what I made on our CBS pick, so I can stick with that.
Who's winning that one, by the way?
You're tied for first with somebody else. So you and some other guy. Give me the Titans.
Ooh, 2 difference back to back. Timmy, what do you say?
I'm going Bengals.
There you go. See, Tim knows what side to pick.
My
on.
thought process on it: Joe Mixon concussion. Titans play really good defense.
Sure.
Joe Mixon concussion. The Titans defensive line is going to be able to get to Joe Burrow. Still no Jamar Chase. Joe Burrow's going to have to do some magic shit. Then they're going up against Derrick Henry. Their run defense really stunk. They gave up a lot of yards to Najee Harris. Pittsburgh's running defense or running offense is ass. The fact that Najee Harris was able to be successful, multiply that by 10 for Derrick Henry. You have a better quarterback in Ryan Tannehill than you do with Kenny Pickett. Better wide receivers with Treylon Burks and Robert Woods than you do Austin Hooper, even a pass catcher. Better offensive players than you get with Pittsburgh. And Pittsburgh made it kind of a close game. Give me the Titans at home. I also think Mike Vrabel's just a really good coach. So give me the Titans on that one. Next up,
He really had to explain himself into that one, didn't he?
I want to tell it because, when I'm right, I want everyone to know why
okay,
I'm right.
okay.
And that's why. That's my thought process behind it. I'm
It's usually
breaking
like
it
a kid,
down
like-
for everybody.
Like a kid who's caught with something, it's like over.
I'm breaking it down. Well,
why
it's
he
because,
did
again,
something.
most of our fans are Browns fans. And as you saw from the beginning, Browns fans are idiots. So I have to tell them why I'm making these picks. It all comes full circle, everybody. Don't you worry. Next up, Houston at Miami. This is where I'm making my bold prediction for the week. I am not only taking Miami, I have it. Tyreek Hill will have 200 plus yards receiving.
Holy shit!
I think he is going to go off.
Wow. Okay.
The Texans are that bad of a team where I think Tyreek Hill is going to be like, let me boost my numbers a little bit because I'm trying to set a record this year, and they're going to fucking let him have it. So
Okay.
I'm going 200 plus
All right. All right.
and a Dolphin win. So Hill, 200 plus. What say you? I think we're going to have a
I
sweep
thought this
here.
was pretty
would
much an
think.
easy pick here. Yeah, I'm going with the Dolphins here.
Tim, without
easily.
even asking, is it confident to write down Miami?
Do I need to answer that question?
After your couple of your picks last week? Yes. No, I'm just kidding. No, I got you.
Dolphins.
Gotcha. All right. Next up, we have Dubs Atlanta Falcons against the Washington Commanders. Or I'm sorry, I skipped a game. Chicago and New York, the backup battle of quarterbacks where you're going to have Mike White possibly facing Trevor Siemian, who, if I'm not mistaken, was actually a Jets quarterback at one point.
He
and
was.
we broke his ankle or something like that. This one's tough because the Jets defense is really good. I'll give them that. Offensively, they suck. They suck with Zach Wilson. Now you're going with Mike White, who has been riding the bench. So that means the team doesn't think he's really better than Zach Wilson. Up until now, they're kind of forced to start him. And I saw how the Jets looked the first few weeks of the season with Zach Wilson hurt. They looked terrible, honestly.
I'm kind of confident in my pick because the run defense for the Bears is not good.
Yes.
And I think the run offense for the Jets is pretty good.
Yes.
So I'm going Jets. I think the Jets pull this one off.
I do too, unfortunately. I jokingly made the pick. My friends and I do a weekly prediction with each other, and I joked and I said, Jets 3, Chicago 0, just because.
Not even a safety, too.
No, they're not going to score. The Jets defense is really good. I'm not going to deny that. And if they're playing without Justin Fields, I don't think Justin Fields struggles to move the ball in that offense.
Yeah.
Trevor Simeon's really going to struggle with them.
Tim, what do you got?
Give me the Jets.
So I'm going to differ with the way you said that and say I'm not picking the Bears.
I like it. All right, so we have the Jets. For a second,
I was like, my brain just
yeah, I'm like, wait, does he
down
want
for
me
a
to write
second.
the Bears? And it's like, wait, he said not. Is this like a double
I was
negative?
like, what the dude? I've had 2 beers and a shot, and you're already fucking with me.
I don't want to give it away, but I am not going to not pick the Bears. I'm like, wait, what the fuck is he
I have
saying?
to unravel that for a minute here.
I didn't know
Okay.
our producer's the Riddler from Batman. I don't know what the fuck he's talking about.
Riddle me
over
this,
there.
riddle me that.
All right, I skipped that game on accident, but now we go to Dubs Falcons, the Dirty Birds going up against the Tyler Heineke-led Washington Commanders.
Oof.
For me, pretty easy pick,
Yeah.
especially at home. Give me the Commanders.
Yeah, I mean, I until you can prove that he's not you're gonna slow him down. I think
And if I'm not mistaken, aren't they getting Chase Young back this week?
they are.
So if he plays, I don't know if he's even going to play on Sunday, but if he
Partial,
does, that
but
would
still.
be huge.
Yeah, give me the Commanders here.
Yeah, give me
Easy.
Washington. Tim?
You know my last name.
Washington.
Washington.
All right, a clean sweep right there. Hopefully that actually happens. Next up, another battle of shit. We have the Denver Broncos against the Carolina Panthers. Denver will be, unfortunately, going out with Russell Wilson, and Carolina has decided to go with Sam Darnold getting his first action of the season. Just based on how shitty this could be, another 6-3 game or something like that. But give me the Broncos. I'm going to take the better defense on this one.
I was going to go for better defense, but I think it's going to be funny because I think the Panthers are going to be winning for a lot of this game. Because
could see it.
I think Darnold's going to come out with like a
You're calling a Russell Wilson comeback,
Russell Wilson comeback.
no matter how shitty he's been all year.
I think the Panthers are going to come out with some fire with Darnold. I think Darnold's going to look pretty good, but I think eventually Denver comes back, wins this game. But yeah, give me Denver.
Yeah, I got to go with Denver on this one. For me, honestly, I'm going with both have really good defenses, but I think Denver's is a little bit better. And then both have quarterbacks that have seen better days. I'll take the slightly better one in Russell Wilson.
I'm looking to redeem myself, and hopefully they redeem me. Yeah. Oh God.
Oh God. Give Timmy the Panthers.
All right, so luckily this isn't a parlay because this one's going to be a loss for you, Tim. Unfortunately, you will not be batting 1,000. But hey, I respect the confidence. Going for it. Next up, we have Baltimore against Jacksonville. Another interesting game because Baltimore looked like shit last week against Carolina. Now they're up against the fresh Jacksonville
don't
coming off a bye.
understand the point spread in this game. Did you see it?
No, I did not.
It's like 4 points or 3 points. I don't understand for Ravens.
I mean, I think it's because they know how banged up the Ravens are. Mark Andrews is banged up. They don't have Hollywood Brown. Their
yeah, it's
offensive
4.
line
It's
stinks.
weird to me.
They can't establish a run game. Their defense, they just lost Kyle Hamilton. They lost a lot of people.
Isn't that good?
It's not good, but it's also not terrible.
Yeah.
They've got a lot of young athletic people that they probably think can keep up with Lamar Jackson, and it's in Jacksonville. So maybe this is a case of this is Lamar Jackson going home. Is he going to be hanging out with family holiday weekend, not really focusing on the game?
Got it.
Possibly. I mean, I trust Vegas. However, I also am going to trust their spread, and I am going to go with the Birds.
Yeah, I'm taking the Ravens here too. The spread kind of if Grape was here, we'd have a conspiracy about this.
100%.
But I take the Ravens too.
All right. Tim? All right. Tim's taking the Seahawks, even though they're not in this game, but I like it. No, I'm just kidding. All right.
That
we
or Tim
have-
just got scared by something. I'm not quite
yeah,
sure.
Tim saw a ghost, everybody. Don't worry about him. Los Angeles Chargers going up against the Arizona Cardinals. You have Kyler Murray coming back at home. Los Angeles looking to redeem themselves. They're on a bit of a skid. I think Joe Staley's job is definitely in jeopardy, as is the head coach. I can't think. Cliff Kingsbury.
Kingsbury, yeah.
Give me the Chargers.
Yeah, I'm taking the Chargers here too.
After seeing them almost beat the Chiefs on Sunday makes me think they're not a horrible team. And for me, Arizona's a dumpster fire.
Chargers.
Chargers
do
for
it.
Timmy.
We are all charged up on the Chargers.
Ooh, wordplay.
Vegas and Seattle is our next game here.
Fucking Raiders all year, I tell you. But hey, Geno Smith, woo, what a quarterback he's come this year, right? He's a full circle for that guy. He's held on the receipts.
To me,
and
this
he
is like
shoving it down people's throats this year.
This goes to show you, I talked a lot of shit about him going into the season, but for me, I got to give credit where it's due, and that's credit to Pete Carroll and John Schneider for putting together the Seahawks. I know beginning of the season, I'll eat crow here. I was wrong about something, everybody. It doesn't happen often, so mark this down. I predicted the Seahawks to contend for being one of the worst teams in football, truthfully. Yeah. Their roster on paper was shit. Geno Smith, obviously, we knew who he was as a quarterback. I really thought this team's just going to stink. They're great. Not great, but they're playing great for what I thought they were going to be. They're playing very well. Geno Smith is having a career year. The defense looks great. This draft class for the Seahawks they're all contributing and all playing well. Kudos to them.
Man, Pete Carroll, man, he's putting it together.
Just when I thought, football's passed him by, he's showing us he's still got a little left in the tank. For this one, give me the Seahawks.
Yeah, I'm taking the Seahawks too. And Tim with the noise again. He's taking the Seahawks too.
Was it? I think that was say mine. Mine.
It would have been funnier if he did like a John Madden impression. He's like, I'm going with the fucking Raiders. And he did something like tough acting to Nacton when you're like making noise.
Boom.
That's it. I knew he said something. Fuck, I couldn't remember it. It's been so long.
Boom.
Clean sweep of the Seahawks. And then we have the backup quarterback, Bryce Penning or whatever the fuck his name is, for the Rams, leading against the Kansas City Chiefs. I think we have another sweep here, fellas.
Yeah, it's pretty easy.
Pretty simple.
The Chiefs.
Tim, what noise would a chief make? All right, I like it. He's got the tomahawk chop going on over there. I'll take it. And then we have the New Orleans shitty Saints sticking with the Red Rocket, going against
the well-dressed Jimmy Garoppolo team.
The good-looking team, honestly. That
Did
team.
You see what Warren Sapp said last week?
No.
So they showed Jimmy G walking into the stadium wearing all nice and dapper suit and everything.
He does look good.
And then they showed Colt McCoy walking in with like a hoodie and like sweatpants on, and Warren Sapp's like, you can't show Colt McCoy after Jimmy G. That's just not fair to him.
In their defense, Colt McCoy's a cowboy. He doesn't give a fuck about how he dresses.
I know.
It doesn't matter.
It's just funny to me. But
Jimmy Garoppolo could be an underwear model in San Francisco, and you got Colt McCoy who's like lives on a ranch.
That's true.
Jimmy G's a good looking guy.
Might want to stop with the phone thing there.
It's this case. I got a new plastic case. Doesn't sit well in this thing.
How often do you drop your phone? You need like a bulletproof case.
I didn't realize it was going to be like that. The other one I had was just kind of getting old, so I bought a new one, and it's not doing great.
Got it. I got the 49ers here.
I do too. I think it's going to be a pretty easy win for them. I think New Orleans stinks.
Tim?
Yeah, what noise does a 49er make? Oh, we got
dueling Tims.
I feel like Tim passed away, and this is our memorial show for him. My sweet angel, Tim, how could you leave me? Tim, up in the heavens.
I gotta get like a thing in the back of my car. I drive around with in memorial. Like
I would have that. That would be fucking airbrushed on a T-shirt that I would get at Cedar Point in memorial, in memory of Timbuktu, and he's just smiling down in the corners.
Tim, you're like the good angel on my shoulder, tell me what to do as well. And
he's like the baby from Teletubby, but we get two of them.
So you got Tim. You got 49ers. You got the Saints.
49ers. The Saints. No, I'm sorry. They're the Aints.
I concur. Monday Night Football. I skipped a game again. Fuck.
Jesus.
I guess I'm in a hurry to go drinking, everybody.
Yeah.
Sunday Night Football. We have Green Bay at Philadelphia. This was a game we talked about earlier. In Philly, Sunday Night Football, the Packers have looked very
trashy.
Very trashy. Very much so. They just lost again to the Titans 10 days ago. Or a week ago. It'll be 10 days on this game. Give me the Eagles. At home, I got to stick with the better team.
I think it's going to be a close game because the Eagles can never, ever just pull away. But yeah, give me the Eagles here.
Now we got a chance for Tim to redeem himself with another bird noise. Here we go. I love it. I definitely don't think that's how an eagle sounds, but I love that that's what we got for it. And then Monday Night Football, you have the Pittsburgh Steelers against Indianapolis Colts. Colts surprisingly have a very good defense. Jeff Saturday getting a primetime game. You finally get to see your boy coach.
Dude, I honestly, this game was hard to pick.
I'll pick for everybody. Give me the Colts.
Yes, that's what give me Saturday, buddy. And fuck the Steelers.
I can't pick for the Steelers. They've looked like shit. This isn't like in this kind of game. It's like it's a draw. Give me the home team.
Yep.
I think the Colts have a decent defense. They have a really good running game. Matt Ryan's been playing well enough. Give me the Colts. Tim, you're concurring?
Big concur. That's why I put the horn so hard.
I heard it. I thought that was just Jeff Saturday love, and then you were going to come back and be like, I love this guy, but fuck them. They're losing on Sunday. You never know. All right. You guys didn't have bold predictions, or am I?
Oh no, I had a bold prediction. We just, but it was.
Oh,
for
it's
the
in a game we maybe haven't gotten to yet.
Exactly.
Okay. All right. That's fair. With that being said, let's get to that fucking game. Let's get to it. Tom Brady comes to Cleveland, freshly divorced. He's coming to slang some Northeast Ohio tang. Ladies, sorry. Ladies.
You see, Giselle already has a boyfriend too, man.
They're
Bitch
saying
did
that's
not
her
wait.
life. That's her jujitsu coach.
Oh,
They were
yeah.
not on a date.
Yeah, he's really training that.
He was just taking her to the bedroom to show her some moves later that night.
10-minute
I'm trying
mark.
to get Kyle to spit his beer. That's all I'm going for. Save your jokes for when Kyle's taking
Damn
a
it.
sip.
10-minute mark.
All right, we have the official countdown of the show. Browns and Buccaneers this Sunday. Tampa Bay. Browns are banged up. We unfortunately have to start Froholt at center again, and he is just unfortunately going against the best defensive tackle in football, arguably behind Aaron Donald, and that would be Vita Vea.
Vita Vea.
Very good. He is going to manhandle. However, I do trust Kevin Stefanski that Kevin Stefanski is going to make sure the blocking is schemed properly to protect him, because you have to, or else it's going to be
Are
ugly.
they taking a tire iron out there to like?
No, it's going to be a
kneecap him,
lot
or-
of pulling, a lot of guard and tackle pulling to help him. A lot of, unfortunately for everybody at home, I know you guys aren't going to want to hear this. I think the run game is really going to struggle on Sunday. Again, they are going to stack the box. They are going to collapse on this guy who is not a comfortable center playing in the NFL, who's going up against a really good defense in Tampa Bay. Kevin Stefanski's got to do some shit to kind of protect Jacoby Brissett, keep us in the game. The run game is probably going to be non-existent. So what you have to do with your running backs, make them blockers. That means Nick Chubb's not going to get a lot
of Hunt.
Yeah, a lot of Hunt out there, because Hunt is the better blocker. That's another thing Browns fans don't understand. Because they're stupid. When we're running a 2-minute offense and Kareem Hunt is out there, not only can Kareem Hunt
Browns
catch the
fans are
ball
stupid.
better,
There we go.
he can also block better. That's why Kareem Hunt is out there in those 2-minute drives, because you need to protect your quarterback. You can also pretend to hand it off to Kareem Hunt because he's a good running back. Hell, you can really hand it off to him if you want, because he's a good running back. He can block. He can catch. He can do those things better than Nick Chubb.
You're an amazing offensive
That's
coordinator, by the way.
Why he's there. It's just common sense. It's not even offensive coordinating. It's just you watch a film and you go, okay, yeah, Kareem Hunt actually throws his whole body into that guy and makes good blocks. Let's have him out there in crunch time when we need to make some blocks with the running back. Unfortunately, I think it's going to be ugly on Sunday to an extent. I don't think we're going to get embarrassed, but I do think it's not going to be close.
I'll tell you what, my bold predict and my predict for this game are two opposite spectrums right now.
Okay, I like that. I think we're going to try to hold our own. I mean, obviously, Tampa Bay is a very, very mortal team. They are very beatable, as they've showed. They are no longer the force that they once were. They have a lot of injuries. With that being said, I've said it all along. I can't pick the Browns until the Browns show me they can win. Their last win was Halloween night against the Bengals. We've gone almost a fucking month since our last win, and I don't think it's happening Sunday. I think, unfortunately, we're going to have to wait till December for that next win. So give me the Tampa Bay Buccaneers.
Okie dokie. I'm going bold predict first. Bold predict. I believe Fournette will have 175 yards rushing and 3 touchdowns.
What I'm sorry, 150 and 3?
175.
175. Okay, 175 and 3. I could just cross that
Because
one off.
I
That's not
can't-
gonna happen.
There's no fucking way they're stopping him.
No, but they have Ricard White, their rookie, I think he's starting over Leonard Fournette, actually.
that's okay. We're going with that. I'm just bold predict.
just letting you know, if you want to make a change to it, just
Nope,
letting
no,
you know.
we're going with it.
I don't even think
That's why it's
Fournette
called a
is,
bold predict.
Fournette is not even their starting running back
Have any
right
of
now.
us hit on bold predicts this year?
I hit
What?
one. I hit my Zach Wilson.
Yeah,
Will
the
have
first
multiple
one.
interceptions.
Yeah, you're right. And then my pick for the week is
Jory, I disagree. I think it is bold because I don't think Leonard Fournette is even starting. So if he gets all those touches to get those yards and numbers,
hey, stay in your lane.
that's
It's my
kudos.
bold predict. Stay in your lane.
I hope you stick with it because that means you're probably not going to get it. I'm just trying to be the voice of reason here.
And my pick, give me the Browns.
Okay.
I'm feeling it.
I think he's feeling drunk is what he's feeling right
I'm not-
now.
yeah. No, I just feel like
Kyle had a bush heavy, so I think it's affecting him differently.
It's a thick bush. No, I feel like the Browns could pull this one off. It's going to be a
they
miracle.
could have pulled off a lot of them this
I know
year, and they
it's
haven't
every
found a
game
way.
that we've lost. We've been kind of in it to a point, but I feel the Browns pull this one off. They're at home. I feel they slow down Mr. Brady and not the run game, but Mr. Brady. I think we pull the win off here.
We'll see.
Bo predict.
We got one for you.
Yeah,
What do you got?
this is gonna be Jacoby's best game.
Brady might get 50 yards rushing.
It's very possible. All right, Brissett's best career game.
Best game as his farewell game.
I like it.
He's gonna throw 4 touchdowns. I'm saying 3, really 3 touchdowns.
Okay.
And we pull a win out.
All
All right, JB. I wrote it down for Jacoby Brissett. JB, three TDs and a Cleveland Browns W. This is where we differ, boys. Unfortunately, I got to go with my heart. I'm sorry, I got to go with my gut, not my heart. My gut tells me Tampa Bay.
Okay.
So unfortunately, that is a really cool backdrop. I do agree with you, Tim. That looks fucking nice.
Very nice.
If I can find that every week, I will do that. But that's our picks this week for week 12. And because we are wrapping the show up early today, let's get right into just the tip. Tim, the man, the myth, the legend. Take it away, my friend.
Now, this is gonna be a little different, but it is very festive. My favorite holiday is tomorrow. Shout out to Thanksgiving. And
It's a good one.
I love birds, as you heard throughout the show. So my tip is carve your turkey right. Do great for your turkey. And whatever you have left over, make a pot pie out of it. I'm telling you,
hell yeah.
make a pot pie using a cornbread top. My grandma used to make it. We call it an Augie's pie. I promise you, you get your leftover turkey, and if you want, you could put some leftover ham in it as well. Put some mixed vegetables or whatever vegetables you fucking like in it. Mixed vegetables work well. Some cream of chicken soup. Mix it all up. Put it in whatever you want to put it in. You can put it in like a casserole dish. Put some cornbread on top of it. Bake it in the oven till the cornbread is done. I'm telling you, you will enjoy every bite of that pot pie, and that's what you should do.
I'm kind of
with your
hungry.
turkey.
Jesus.
Make sure
That looks really good.
Make sure you carve your turkey right. You make sure you break the wishbone. Pull the wishbone the right way. I'm telling you guys, do the turkey right. Birds are the greatest thing ever made, ever.
I love that
Thank
went
you,
from being a
Jesus.
recipe, and then as it kept going on, if you kind of close your eyes a little bit, it sounded like he was giving sex tips. He's like,
Yes.
break that wishbone, spread
you
that
do.
shit,
Spread
stuff
that
the
shit.
fuck out of it. I was like, whoa, Jesus. This is a horny holiday for
Break
somebody.
that bird.
Gotta mend those broken wings. They're gonna fly again.
Yeah, we're gonna once talking about balls turns into a 4-hour show. We'll give Tim's gonna have a cooking.
Jory,
segment.
why doesn't he have a cooking show? Damn, Jory, I agree.
Timbuktu
the way-
in the kitchen?
The way Tim just described that food, I'm ready to go fuck a chicken or something. My God.
That was so sensual, but like I'm horny and hungry now. All of a
Tim,
sudden,
if we
It's the
bring
weirdest
if we
thing.
bring a cookbook in, could you just slowly read the cookbook to us one night?
Absolutely.
I need a pizza and a prostitute stat because I am horny and hungry. Thanks to Tim giving that delicious segment right there. That picture looks so good though. I can't wait to eat tomorrow.
All right. My tip of the week. I just happened to come across it on Netflix a couple days ago. Do you remember? And I know I'm older than you, but do you remember back
By a mile.
shut up. But in the 90s when Pepsi did the point giveaway,
Not really.
you buy Pepsi.
What year?
It's like mid 90s, 95, 96.
I honestly don't remember. I was like
So-
6 or 7 then.
So back in the day, if you bought Pepsi items, you got points on like the cans, the boxes, the whatever bottles you bought, and you could collect these points and then turn them in to get Pepsi swag. So there's a commercial that came out that Pepsi was talking about get T-shirts, glasses, whatever, and then it ended with a airplane dropping down, and it said plane 7 million points. One kid, one person in this world collected 7 million points. And you know where they fucked up is when they did the commercial, they never put the disclaimer at the bottom that says this is fake, this is real, plane cannot be a real gift. So the kid got an investor, bought all this Pepsi product, got all the points, turned them in, and Pepsi said, well, that Harrier plane was a joke. Well, you never said it was a joke. So it's a 4-part series, 30-minute episodes.
Do you have a picture of it?
Yeah,
there it is.
Pepsi, where's my jet?
Where's my jet?
I was waiting for him to say it.
It's
Oh, my bad.
It's on Netflix right now. So it's
It
4
kind of looks like Top Gun. I thought it was something about Top Gun. I've actually, since I've never seen either of the Top Guns, I thought because of that picture.
What?
Yeah, I haven't seen them yet. I'll get around to it eventually.
blasphemy right now.
You've seen Talladega Nights when he said, "Help me, Tom Cruise."
I mean, I
That's
respect.
rolling. That was not that movie. Never mind.
Yeah, I respect Tom Cruise from other movies. Yeah. when I saw that, I thought it was something like from Top Gun.
No,
Like I thought that was
no.
a quote, so they like made a documentary about it. Okay, so that's totally different.
Watch this; it's quite interesting. So he was out of Seattle. He initially, him and his family put all this money together and started buying Pepsi. And for the first week, they actually drank the Pepsi. But then they realized there's no fucking way I can drink this much Pepsi. You'd have to drink 120 cans a day for 100 years to get that many points.
I've probably never drank 120 Pepsis in my life.
Sure.
I don't drink pop.
So he eventually got an investor. The investor ponying up the money. So he was just buying cases and cases and pallets of Pepsi and obviously giving it away to people, but getting the points off of it. Got to 7 million, went to turn it in. Pepsi said, "You're kidding us, right?" And then they took it to court. So it's a whole story.
I would, yeah,
absolutely. I want my fucking Harrier too. But it's quite interesting. The nostalgia of this series, bringing back all the 90s shit, is really cool to watch. So
what's funny is it shows you how dominant a corporation can be that's as big as Pepsi, because this huge thing happened.
Yeah.
And Pepsi's still around. They're still running strong. No issues at all. I never even heard of this. Like they could fuck up that bad, get sued, and they're just like, whatever, we'll be fine.
It's worth watching.
I'll check it out.
It's literally 4 episodes of 30 minutes long. So 2 hours of your time.
Knowing nothing about it, seeing that picture, I honestly thought it was something with like Top Gun or something.
Right.
So I was like, well, I won't understand it. So I just skipped right over it.
I forgot about this too until I watched the trailer. I was flipping through Netflix. I watched it. I'm like, oh shit, I remember this. So it made me click instantly to watch it.
I mean, for me, like I said, when this happened, I was probably like 6 or 7 years old. I mean, you were in your 30s, so I wasn't watching the news then. So I understand.
All right, go fuck yourself.
All right. My tip this week is a quote unquote horror. It's not really scary, but it's in the horror genre. It's a movie called Pearl. It is the second film from T West. T West made X not that long ago, came out. It was a really cool, fun movie. X is basically about
X gonna give it to you?
X is dead now, unfortunately, DMX. But the movie X is about a group of people who are going to they rent out a room at a barn in a farm to film a porno, but they don't tell the owners that. They just say,
"Oh, I've seen this trailer."
They say, "Can we stay?" So that was that was X.
Got it. Okay.
So one of the characters in there is Pearl, and this is her prequel movie for the movie X. I obviously watch them in order. You're going to want to watch X first, then Pearl. And then hopefully next year will be Maxine, which comes out about another character from the X universe. But X was really fun. It was a cool movie. And this character you wanted to learn more. Like they make the characters kind of like, we were like, what the fuck is happening? Like I want to know why they're like this. And this movie explains why Pearl is the way that she is, and in a really fun way. And it was a really cool movie. I really like this one a lot. Check it out if you're into horror at all. Again, I don't mean horror in terms of like there's not jump scares and shit like that. This one's kind of like a psychological, character-driven movie.
I like horrors.
Oh yeah, I know you do, Tim. Tim will take a horror with a side of stuffing and
turkey
pot pies.
He'll be his little turkey whore.
She'll be the turkey. I would stuff her.
He will break her wishbone in more ways than one. But yeah, check it out. It's good. It's not scary by any stretch. It's not like a jump scary kind of thing. It's just a psychological kind of movie, character-driven. Really fun, takes place in like the 40s or something like that. But a really cool movie, a fun movie. Check them out. But again, watch X first if you haven't seen it.
Where can we watch it?
I watched it illegally streaming, so I don't really know where it's at.
All right, then.
I know a website that had a crystal clear copy of it, so I checked it out.
Okay, then. Right.
But check out Pearl. I really liked it, and I'm excited for Maxine, the third and final in this trilogy.
Perfect.
And with that being said, everybody, on behalf of everybody at Talking About Balls, Happy Thanksgiving. I'll let everybody wish Happy Thanksgiving if you'd like to.
Happy Thanksgiving.
Happy thanks. Gobble, gobble.
Be safe tonight. Eat lots of food tomorrow.
And on behalf of Talking About Balls, one extra small gravy flavored condom. Thank you, everybody. We'll talk to you next week.
Hello, ladies and gentlemen. I'm Dave Wolenchek, the owner of Redline Radio LLC, and I want to take a minute to tell you what we're about here at Redline Radio.
Pause. Rewind.
I am a 2015 graduate of the Ohio Media School, and one day I had a dream to own a radio station. Well, not only do I have one, but now I have two studios. One is located at 4941 Pearl Road, Cleveland, Ohio. The other one, which is our state-of-the-art studio, green screen 360 cameras, top-of-the-line microphones, great producing, that is located at 60 Front Street in Berea, Ohio.
So interested in trauma and what happens to the body, especially with women. So do you have anything that happened to you, something that was traumatic for your body that still kind of sits in there and in your mind?
The contract was how they reviewed, how they identified themselves. It's paperwork.
We currently have 18 shows and growing each day. If you have an idea for a podcast, look us up right there, Redline Radio, LLC. Not only do we have 18 shows, but we have 17 sponsors who have supported us throughout the years.
It's also what? I don't need you to correct me.
Every time you make a play or get yardage, there's a holding penalty. Wait, have we actually had positive yardage today?
My origin story is a little sadder than Dave's. My parents were killed in the alley.
Rob, for this piece of monkey trash. So, why is this movie ranked B?
Getting ready to say, y'all can take it up with me. My inbox is open. Facebook, Don Peterson. Instagram, Don Pizzle 216. Inbox me, DM me. Y'all have an issue with what I'm getting ready to say.
The show, and I'm your host, Lex Vegas, a.k.a. Smarty McFly, a.k.a. Peter Popoff, a.k.a. King Petty, a.k.a. Smarty Belly the Don, a.k.a. the notorious Lex.V, a.k.a. Dick the Bruiser,
You know, so if you're having them adult parties, you want to hit up your favorite snack dealer, you can contact her. You can contact AC, and that's at 216-800-3881. IG, your favorite snack dealer _DM for orders.
Was a fucking weird one, to say the least. Started off with a Christian McCaffrey trade, though.
Yeah, I didn't see that coming.
One through 28? No, two through 28. Slavery. I just had one. We deserve a chance.
Facts.
2 through 28? Slavery.
So we're going to read some ads before we go further to the show.
Sharing information and finding ways to help each other because we're all just trying to make it through.
Absolutely. Because like a lot of people like assume that it was just gonna be automatic. No, it's not gonna be automatic, but it is a simple process. Make sure you go to that website. We got it up in the chat and all that good stuff. And I'll say it one more time before we close this segment out.
Have you ever faked it?
At times, yes.
Had to fake it a lot here lately whenever I was on last year. Oh shit.
Came up for me as I was actually scrolling on TikTok. I want everybody to see how I saw it, so y'all know tell me if I'm tripping or not, because I don't know. But anyway, so I'm on TikTok. I'm scrolling.
And also, if you're looking to join the Redline Radio family, we are currently looking for interns. All you got to do is look me up on Facebook at David Wallencheck, or you can send us a message in our Redline Radio Facebook or Instagram. I know a lot of you guys out there want to get into the business of podcasting. Well, we can teach you everything you need to know about podcasting here at Redline Radio LLC. Not only that, we can also teach you the media side at Redline Media Group. So you can follow us on YouTube at Redline Media Group LLC. And while you're at it, can you please go subscribe, like, and share Redline Radio LLC, Redline Media Group. Again, I'm Dave Wallencheck, your owner of Redline Radio And that's just a little bit of information about us here at the station.